Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 167th episode of the CAF Update. Man, how time flies when you're having fun. And today, I probably had the most fun I've ever had as a OAX showrunner. I can't tell you what a day it's been. Only superseded maybe by the amount of fun that Kazra had today. So, yeah, things are going really well on the OAX front as well as many other fronts here at CAF these days. But it's been a very interesting week, and we'll be able to talk a bit about what's been going on around here. Obviously, I've got Bob coming up soon. Tom, excuse me, and I've got Jiggy and a few of his artists with us. We'll be doing some OAX exclusive announcements this evening, and outside of that, we'll just be hanging out. And I've got a few other things going on that we'll be able to talk about later on. But as you know, Bob is still in Seoul. Tom is still in Seoul. Sorry. Joey has not made it to Seoul. Apparently, he is still in Idaho. So we don't know when we're going to see Joey again. He's having too much fun in the States, apparently. But he'll be back soon, I am sure. So, what we're going to see tonight, we've got a video clip exclusive here for us from Bob. And he got a little street experience. He got to, taste some of the foreign flavors of insects again, and had one of his more larger drink and draws out there. So let's take a look at the video from Tom, and then we'll talk to Tom himself.
Hey, Cass, Bill, how you doing? This week we decided to do the opening from the street fair here in Seoul. Where are we at exactly?
We are at the Amsa neighborhood. We came here when it's about to close, so it's getting worse.
Yeah, so you know Lily, right? She's from Drink and Draw too. So we're all out here. There is some really bad performer going on here, and some really awful street food. But it was really a lot of fun. So tonight we're going to continue with the Spider-Man trading cards until we get a full set done. So more on that later, all right? Say goodnight, Tracy.
Wait, don't do the giant Spider-Man.
Oh, giant, okay, and there you go. Okay, how about that?
Let me check the date.
We'll see you later, guys. What?
Should we get Bob? This might look good on you.
No, I don't think so. 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 No.
Because you're working. Pretty big, I'd say. It's going for 3 days, and they got celebrities coming for performances, opening and closing ceremony. The closing ceremony is happening in an hour or so. And then they're gonna fireworks and all the jazz. We got a lot of children, so we cannot swear. Larvae, and it actually smells better than it tastes.
Okay. Because the one I had was pretty ghastly, okay?
Oh, this is actually pretty good.
Okay, give me one. Let me try it. Here, hold the phone.
Fire engine.
Hold the phone. Yeah, I think we were here to watch fireworks. No, pay attention to me. Pay attention to me.
Oh, they're not cooking.
Because I'm going to eat. So here's on the street silkworm larva. It still tastes like shit, yeah. All right, we're at Drink and Draw. We're getting ready for tonight. You can see back here, people are starting to file in. This is my friend MPO. Hi. So tell Casper and Bill about yourself.
I'm a Korean writer. I wrote a special issue for Batman the World. I was a Korean writer.
You've seen Batman the World, right? There was some great stuff in it, He contributed, of course.
Yeah, it's with stunning arts of late Kim Jong-gi and Jae Bang-park. It's a short story.
He's going to be here tonight, right?
No. Hungjun's going to be here.
Hungjun. I'm sorry. Yeah, Hungjun's going to be here. Right. So we're going to have another guest artist as well as guest writer. I don't know what we could do. Write and draw tonight, maybe. Maybe we can put some captions on stuff.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much, brother. Thank you. All right, so guys, if you have any questions, that's why I'm here. If you have any drawing issues or whatever, I can help you out with. There are guys here who are seasoned professionals, like this fellow right here from Germany, who could actually help you out, who knows a lot about drawing or whatever. So we can get some cards. You guys ready? Okay, understand? Okay. All right, here we go. We got a good crowd tonight. Thanks all for coming.
Hey, Mr.
Hey, Bill.
Tom. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm great, brother. Listen, on the street fair was crazy about that.
Tell me.
You notice you didn't see Simone in the video afterwards, right?
Mhm.
She wound up getting con crud from that crowd. It's sicker than a dog, right? I got it too, but I fought it off. I was like down, like Tuesday, Wednesday, but I bounced back yesterday. But Simone was down for the count, Apparently there was something going around that crowd. Same as New York, apparently. Almost everybody that went to New York Con is sick.
That's very true.
On social media. But yeah, so Simone actually didn't make it last night. It was the first time she wasn't able to come there. So it was a good thing I taped the segment before. And to answer one of your fans' questions, I don't know why a Stargate is in the middle of the street. Okay,
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a freaking Stargate, man. But it's like why it's sitting there in the middle of the festival. I have no clue. Rick, yeah, I have no idea why they had a Stargate out there. Other than they didn't have a DHD to go anywhere. So it's like, otherwise I would have done the show from Orlando.
Did what was up? There was a Spider-Man there too. Was that big lighted figure up in the sky?
It was kind of like caveman Spider-Man thing.
Caveman
It was this crude thing. There's much more tape on it. I didn't send it because apparently Simone was obsessed with it. So yeah, con cred is real. Yeah, absolutely. Simone, wait, she just texted me just now. Hang on. I don't know if she's watching the show.
Hopefully she's better.
Oh no. She said she looks sick on camera.
Well, that is when it started. So the silkworm street larva was not as good as the one in the restaurant.
If it's possible for it to be worse, it was. Yes, because at least the one I originally ate had a spicy sauce on it, which kind of hid the taste of rotting wood. So
is that what they taste like? Rotting wood?
Well, when you initially bite into them, they're kind of smoky and it's not bad, right? And then when you get to the actual inside part of it, it tastes like what they eat, which is like wood, I guess, because it has this sort of
you are what you eat.
What you think moldy wood would taste like, Well,
Mr. Easy Go Lucky says it's you got plenty of protein in those silkworms.
Well, yeah, but you know me, I'm here. Okay, I have to tell her to quit texting me.
Yeah, tell her you're on a show right now.
She knows I'm on the show.
This is
is
streaming.
Simone,
She's interrupting.
Okay? Hey, if you haven't figured out anything by now, she's a pisser. Okay, she's a handful.
She's not going to let us forget that tonight.
No, apparently you can hear her. She's still digging in. She's making her presence now. So anyway, Yeah, so we had, as you saw as the crowd built as the night went on, we had, like I said, 26 people all together for last night's drink and draw, which absolutely overwhelmed the kitchen. With Joey being gone, it was just, Cleo running the kitchen, man, and having to cook, food for 26 people on the cuff like that was not fun for her. She had a really busy night.
You're gonna have to turn your phone off, man.
This is Castra. Castra's doing this, man.
Oh, for God's sakes! The CEO thinks it's just funny.
He's doing it just to get on the show.
Yeah, well, we're not going to let him get on the show any other way at this rate. So
you know what Castra's texting me? Ping.
Ping. Nice.
He's texting me the word ping over and over again. Look. See that there? No, you can't see it.
I don't want to see it.
It's just
I believe it. I've been pinged by Kazra all day long today.
Well, so, he and Simone apparently are conspiring to slow the show down. It's like so yeah, we had a great Park Byung-jun, who was the Silk cover artist for Marvel. As you saw, MPO was there, who was the Batman world writer.
Yeah.
So we having some other professionals plus a whole bunch of newbies came there too for the first time. Now the holidays are over, so we were a little overwhelmed. Yeah, without Simone kind of running cover for me, it was I kind of felt like I was being tugged in several directions at once. Because everybody wanted to ask a question or some kind of thing like that. But hey, listen. If Joey's watching, hey Joey, we turned Thursday nights into a profitable night for you at the Dyson Comics Cafe. So there you go.
Well, I noticed that everybody seems to have a basket of French fries and a burger or something on a bun. I don't know.
Yeah, Cleo was working her butt off last night. Yeah, trying to keep the drinks and food going and everything because it is drink and draw, right?
Mm-hmm. So I saw the German he had a beer, if I'm not mistaken. It looked like he had a beer next to him.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to kill both your producer and
yeah, I can't dock his salary in any way. He doesn't get paid enough for it to begin with.
Yeah, crank me on the streaming podcast live. Thanks a lot. Yeah,
exactly. Hey, Jason wanted to know.
Cass, you can type in here at any time you want. You're actually,
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know what to make of that guy.
They like dinging me. What can I tell you? So, yeah. Bill, the good news is,
mm-hmm.
show you here real quick.
Is your art desk in there?
Crap arrived. Drawing board, computer, all that stuff. So this weekend, guess what I'll be doing?
You're going to start some commissions.
I'm going to start I have to set this whole thing
up. Okay, after you set it all up. All right.
Yeah, but Cleo got it out of customs for me because it was stuck in customs for like 2 weeks. It's crazy how anal the Koreans can be. The reason it was stuck because my credit card, right, has my middle initial. Like most American credit cards, you only use your middle initial, you don't use your whole name because they don't want you to take up the whole card, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the credit card on Amazon and my passport didn't match because my passport has my full middle name. So that's why they held it.
Did they charge you extra for holding it for so many days?
No. But I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm just saying that's the ridiculous thing about how anal they are about it. They have to match perfectly. And that was the thing. So she had to get on and yell at some people, but she did. And stuff showed up yesterday.
Cool. Hey, Michael Lovitz said that he just posted that Iron Man page to his calf gallery.
Thank you. Are you home now, Michael? Are you back from the con? Did you get con crud? Because everybody else did, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I'm glad I didn't go. It seemed like everybody got it.
You saw we have a lot of interesting talents that we're developing there at Drink and Draw. I mean, there's a few guys that are really good. And we're, as the whole idea is to bring them along. But people say it's a fun experience and they're learning things all the time. I'm trying to impart to them whatever I can. But again, it's just to promote an atmosphere and people are making friends, and that's the whole deal. So far it's working out pretty good.
Well, that's awesome. Jason wanted to know if everybody in Korea speaks, what did he say? Yeah, speaks English. Does everyone speak
no. As a matter of fact, they don't. But it's not that hard because if you just learn some simple phrases or whatever, you can get by. But I also Google Translate they have Korean in their library, so Google Translate goes a long way. There are certain sectors, like today I'm going to get a checkup at the International Clinic here, which deals with foreigners basically. So everybody there speaks English. But like I said, Google Translate's a wonderful thing. But if you just learn to say "감사합니다," or "나사판고요," it's like
I'm not going to try.
simple phrases. They'll get you by. If you're just polite, But most of the time, I go to a restaurant. I just point at the pictures because I say I want that one.
You say I want a number 1.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, I mean it's pretty basic like that. But yeah, I know enough to get by, but not everyone speaks English here.
Well, that's understandable. Now, Marcus had a good question for you. Are you into K-pop yet?
No. Besides, because I'm not a dirty old man, and most of those girls are like 17 years old. So, I mean, I'm not a boy band kind of guy either. So, no, I was resistant. Although someone gave me a video as a birthday present, I got from one of the girl groups. He gave me a music video. I don't have anything to play it on yet, so. But I look at those. One, I can't tell them apart for one thing, because they all
sound the same when they're singing.
They sound the same. The music sounds kind of the same. It's all it's all heavy production value, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they all in their costumes or whatever. And there's always one bleach her hair blonde, and they all just do this. And,
See, it seems like you might be watching a little bit of it, though.
No, well, you just watch. You got television on here. I mean, all these K-pop girls do commercials all the time, so there's tons of that here. By the way, Korean television is a hoot. One of the things I love about it is you can have incredible sex. Hey, Sean, you can have incredible sex and violence. I mean, blood gore. You can run Planet Terror, but
right in the middle of the afternoon on TV.
But the Koreans block out cigarette smoking. They pixelate it. Okay, I mean, so all these classic movies and stuff, it's all pixelated when someone, Humphrey Bogart puts on lights a cigarette. It's pixelated like it was pubic hair or something, because for some reason Koreans are offended by smoke, but you can still show Planet Terror in its entirety. Otherwise, with all this vast gore and nudity and stuff, and they don't seem to care. It's very strange.
Well, I can't even begin to imagine why that would be. So I take it you never see anybody smoking on the streets then?
Oh, you do? Yeah, tons. That's what I'm saying. But I missed the law, the edict that where they decided to pixelate all this stuff. I need to ask around about it. But it's a little bit annoying sometimes because you can still see them blowing smoke. So I don't know who they're fooling, right? But apparently they think this is better not to encourage cigarette smoking in any way, or I guess because they had a huge problem with it. I presume, in terms of amount of people smoking. But that's why I think it's kind of funny because it doesn't really hide anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like
but the blood and gore is okay though.
Yeah. But yeah, Korean television is a hoot. Also, the fact that you have a lot of girl bands and boy bands advertise, members doing ads for God knows what, laxatives and you name it.
Whatever they can make some money off of.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So Ron Lim, the art collector, said Bob can't tell the difference between Blackpink and New Jeans. I assume those
Ron,
must be bands.
Listen, anytime you want to come over here and show me the difference, I'd be happy to let you do that, brother, because I would love to see you, man.
There you go, Ron.
It's been too long.
Yep.
Ron's a boy, man. I love him. Yeah. So Ron, I love living in Korea, man. It's fantastic. It's been a blast so far.
So
over.
I'm so glad that you got some larva in though, because we've all been wondering what the next big meal was going to be.
Yeah, Joey's kind of my guide through the cuisine of Korea. Him being an American, he knows which stuff is going to make you guys like nauseous. But He says apparently there's a fish here that looks like a penis. Okay.
You were telling us about that one. I'm kind
Yeah.
of frightened about that.
I don't know what the name of it is, but
It's probably got a lot of nicknames.
I hope it doesn't really look like one because I hate to have to bite into that.
I don't know if we
camera,
want. I don't. We might not want that one filmed. You might have to cover your face when you.
I think it comes back to haunt you and like me.
Oh man.
So, yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to want to
doing
hang out with Joey
OAX,
when I come to Seoul.
How we doing on OAX?
What's been going on with OA? Yeah, there you go. Rick Welch said it's a cod piece. Our resident jokester there, Rick Welch, you've got that right. When's Tom eating a bowl of fish? I think is what Kazra meant to say. So yeah, what's going on with OAX? Man, lots of good stuff. We've got some new artists to announce in the next week or less. Some new pre-con stuff we're going to be able to start talking about, some of which we'll be doing right after your segment. We've been talking to a lot of pretty interesting collectors who are coming out to the show. I can actually say that I've got 2 show sponsors now. We were going to set ourselves up with a limit of 3 VIP show sponsors, and 2 of them, when we sent out some mailings to my biggest clients, and Heritage and Comic Link took the first 2 VIP sponsorship levels, which is pretty cool. I kind of priced it where I thought maybe one might go for it. We got 2, and made a lower tier and have several people going for that too. So it's good. I don't think I'm going to go incredibly broke once this show is over. At least, I mean, we might do it kind of well.
Makes you a successful promoter if you do that. As we were talking in the green room, on top of everything else that I've done in my life, I've actually put on a con. I've actually been a convention promoter at one time. In 1975 in Indianapolis, I did it one time, and that was enough to last me the rest of my life. It's not a fun job. No.
There's that's the one thing we're learning is there's a lot of personalities to kind of work through and issues. And everybody's kind of got their own thing, whether they're guests or exhibitors and requirements. We were asked today if we could figure out where to get display cases in town. So people, because apparently they're usually rented, like when you see one of the prop store places at San Diego, they don't bring in their own display cases. They rent them locally. So we're going to have to figure that out, at least try to help them figure out whom they can contact in the Orlando area.
Well, I'm trying to work out with Castra, some kind of plan to get there. As he probably told you, is like flights from Korea to Orlando are just ghastly expensive.
We're going to figure that out, Bob. I know we can figure this thing out.
Well, I told him I could split the difference with you guys too. So it's like, because I'm going to go home and see my family too. So you shouldn't have to pick up the whole tab, but it's like, we're trying to work it out. But yeah, it's really pricey right now to get back to the States. It's one of the reasons why I just
coming
stayed
back
here
around the holidays. I mean, it's the holidays too that probably don't help with the pricing. It's always going to be more expensive.
Usually after Christmas, it goes down, but then again, everybody's like taking vacations and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll work it out one way or another. I'm not too concerned about it.
I'm confident we're going to get it figured out. Sean wants to know how long you're going to be in the States when you come in. We haven't quite figured that out yet. At least a month, right?
Sean, probably about 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay.
I'm gonna still stay with Jill and Jason. I want to go see my grandkids. I got to figure out what to do with my stuff in storage. As you know, the SAG strike is still going on, and we can't get production going on the Helix until the SAG strike's over. So that leaves me pretty much living in Korea until these actors settle on something, So maybe flights to Vegas are cheap and then easy to get to Orlando. Hey, that's not a bad idea. I can look at bouncing from Vegas. That because they're very strict about gambling in Korea. Even if you go outside, it's illegal here. And if you're a Korean citizen and you gamble outside the country, they can still fine you for that. Apparently, even if you go to another country. Apparently, it's illegal no matter where you go if you're a Korean.
You figure Vegas and Orlando have to be the 2 cheapest places to fly to in the States. So maybe Lovitz is onto something there.
I think my counselor there has a really good idea. I might look into that and see if I can get it cheaper. I pride myself. Look, I got around the world, like 8 months around the world for under 15,000.
That's pretty good.
All right. Yeah. So I pride myself on being able to make deals and find bargains here and there. I shop around. I hit every possible like connection. I've used up all my miles, so I can't fall on that anymore. But yeah, I mean, the first half of my trip was all miles that I racked up over the years. So I barely paid for anything. So like I said, this whole round the world trip is about 15 grand, man. You know, which is not bad for 8 months.
What's the rent like in Seoul?
Living in Tusuke. Well, as you saw, I have a cute apartment here. It costs about the same as my apartment in Florida did. It's the same price, but I mean, it's brand new. It's efficient. It's smaller, but it's got everything I need. I'm walking distance to the shop from here. So you saw last week on the street, my street down here, and everything.
Busy day and night.
It's getting colder than balls here now, though. It's
cold here too. It's getting down to like mid 50s.
Yeah, it's the high is only 50 today here, and it's going to get down to almost freezing tonight. So I was trying to get acclimated to the weather here. I was hoping it would hold off a little while longer, but it looks like the winter weather is starting to creep into Seoul now. So, yeah, I'm going shopping next weekend. My friend Unso, my neighbor from my old Airbnb, she's taking me shopping to buy winter clothes. She knows like there's an international mall here or whatever.
You were finding sizes
for me because I'm like a 3X, right? So finding sizes for me is really hard here because Koreans are generally not big people. So
the big and really tall section of the stores
you usually at 2X you pretty much are done, in most stores. But she knows there's some big and tall places or whatever that we can go to. So so Unso's taking me shopping next week for it. So yeah, next show I will model my winter wardrobe.
Oh boy, well I can't wait for that. But I know that I see I've got my guest Jiggy Cruz is hanging out in the green room right now, and
I meet him. Can I meet him?
Yeah, I'm gonna. He was just eating something, but he's not eating anything right now. Jiggy, you better be ready. Okay, he's smiling now, so he knows.
Jiggy, get it out of your mouth, man.
I was giving him time before I said it.
Better not be penis fish.
I didn't know you could see me eating, Bill.
Yes, I can see everything.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hi, Bob. It's very nice to meet you.
This is
Jiggy,
Bob
it's
Layton.
great to meet you, man.
Sometimes called Tom Layton. The reason I thought it was good for you guys to meet was because Jiggy is going to be helping out the ManilaCon with some guests. And as it turns out, Bob, what was the show that you may be going to the week before that?
Joey was supposed to talk to the people in Singapore, which I think is the week before
Yes, the week before. Mm-hmm.
So it might be able to work out something where I go to Singapore and help to allay costs because I'll already be in Singapore and then just come to Manila.
Oh, cool.
So I can knock out 2 countries in one shot, man.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great.
Awesome. So should I message Joey?
Well, Joey's asleep right now, but
okay.
I'll talk to him sometime today. I don't know what time. What time is it in Idaho? It's like
you are an hour ahead of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, you and I are living in tomorrow anyway, right? It's a Friday morning.
It's Friday
for
morning
us.
for you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
But
future men.
But I can get Joey and Bob's email over to Jiggy so that you guys at least have.
Do that, and we can talk about it. I mean, this is not the place to be talking about
right.
But
it's good to make the connection here. So when you try to work things out, you know who you're talking to.
I much prefer to meet you face to face anyway. So thank you for letting me cut into your time there. Yeah, we can work something out. I think I would love to come. If we can figure it all out, it'll be great because that's the whole part of where the world is Bob Layton is. I'm supposed to put as many countries in as possible this year. So I've already gotten do we count where I was stranded in Germany and Norway?
You can count that if you like.
Okay, I've been in 11 countries already. You know, so it's like
You
that
gotta keep
was
getting around.
yeah. So while the year's still going on, you know, absolutely.
Now,
Add to the
Manila
we can broadcast the show from Manila.
Manila's got Zek going to it, right, Jiggy? Is that what I heard?
Oh.
Mike Zek lives here, but there hasn't been like a formal announcement yet. Wink, wink.
Well, he's in
No.
the area. I heard he was in the area.
Mike
How could he
I've known
not
Mike
go?
since my fanzine days. So Mike and I have been friends forever. So I would love, God, that would be great. I would love to see him.
That would be
We're
interesting.
Secret Wars guys.
I was gonna say it's like a Secret Wars reunion or something.
Yeah.
Holy smokes! Now
gotta do
that
it.
would be something
We got to
right
do
there.
it.
Yeah.
Very,
great.
very cool.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
man.
Jiggy, thank you for letting me cut into your time.
Oh no, thanks for letting me cut in your time.
Bill and Cass, I'll see you next week, okay? In another episode of Drink and Draw and Bob on the Streets of Seoul.
Yeah, and make sure you change your phone number so Kazzer doesn't know how to reach you next time.
I'll just block him.
You can mute him for the hour.
All
All right, Bob. Well, or Tom, I'm sorry. It's always a pleasure. And hopefully Joey makes his way back there so you get a little bit of support around the comic shop.
No, it'll be great. No, listen, he's spending time with his parents, and I think that's good. He doesn't see them that often, so I think it's a good thing. This the longest he and Cleo have been separated, so she's a little anxious for him to come home. Yeah, as you can imagine, you know, because they're pretty much inseparable. So, and last night she really needed him. So it's a Drink and Draw is a 2-man operation for this shop, no doubt about it. But anyway, so yeah, Jiggy, we'll be in touch, okay?
Yes. Very
All
nice
right,
talk to you.
Bill, have a great show, okay? We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Bob. Take care. Hey, Jiggy. See, now that was
Hey,
a
Bill.
surprise, huh?
That was a surprise.
That was funny before the show. I'm like, I should introduce these guys, you know, just in case they end up having to work together on anything
you.
there in Manila.
Jason's been like, Jiggy, I know you can read my message. Hey, Jason, what's up?
What's Jason doing? He's giving you a hard time?
No.
He's telling you to rep people.
Yeah.
Good old
Hey,
Jason.
number one Marvel fan. Did you get that Werewolf by Night?
I saw number one Marvel fan said that they tried to post items to CAF. Has anyone seen them? Checking if doing it right. So anybody, you should check to see if number one Marvel fan did that right. What was it? Thomas Derrick, I think it was the name. So yeah. So how's everything going with you, Jiggy?
Busy. First, I just wanted to say I wanted to apologize to all the people waiting for shipping. We had some busy stuff going on in the family. That's all I can say. But I'm back to shipping tomorrow.
Well, that's good. You got a lot of packages to go out.
A bit. Before I pack this Manx piece on my left, like we'll wait for Manx and JP. I just wanted to show everyone what they can get.
Okay. Well, why don't we bring the two gentlemen of the
bring 'em
hour
in.
onto the show here? We'll see. We got Manix and JP also.
Hey,
JP.
Good morning, good evening, everyone.
Hello.
It's
Good
Christmas.
morning,
for
good evening,
Manx.
good afternoon, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
The Christmas
Oy.
lanterns have been up since September 1 in the Philippines.
So,
We have the longest Christmas season in the world.
Yeah. Is that the pentagram, Manix?
No, it's not. It's the other way around.
Man, you getting me worried here. So, what's all the recording equipment in the back there, JP? What's that for? Is that for your podcast? No, on the other side. Is that
Music
a
video.
No, I do some indie music recordings. So
Cool.
if you can check, I have Spotify, JP Quizon. There are some English songs there. I mean, I've been doing many things. I am diagnosed with ADHD, so I think that's it. That's the reason for it.
Yeah, JP writes beautiful music compositions. He writes lots of songs.
I've seen you sing before. I've seen a few videos.
Yeah. I do some live performance, indie bar performance. Hopefully, we can have a collaboration with Taylor Swift. or
That's
Ed Sheeran.
yeah.
Or
That's the
Manix
dream. That's the
Manix
dream.
Cabrera. The dream is Manix
Well,
Cabrera.
yeah, with Manix
Yeah,
Cabrera. I mean, this is
and
just
Harvey
a
Toledo.
stepping stone for that dream, Bill. Sorry, I have to be honest. But this is next comic art, Jiggy. This is just stepping
The
stone.
stepping
So
stone for that big
I
musical
will live.
career.
I will live. I will live all this art stuff. This
So
brush
better get
pen.
Gigzilla art now before you leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
better buy my art now. I think that's the strategic way to I mean to you will definitely uh it will be 3 years until I retire from because my music career will boom definitely. No, I'm just joking.
boy. Well, I don't know where to go from there. But you know, I mean, if at the end of the day, we actually have a stage at OAX. So if you do make it, we've got
Uy,
a place for you to perform from. You know,
yeah,
I
maybe
can guarantee you that. We were
Manix
think
and me. We can sing Manix.
Yeah,
Some
yeah, we
some
should. Yeah, we
bread,
should.
America, Chicago. I mean, we can do those covers.
I don't know if I can get Taylor Swift to come out, but if she's in town, I'll send her an invite.
Oh, yeah.
Mike
Shout
Allred
out to
he
Taylor
loves to
Swift.
do
Shout out.
karaoke, so he might get up on stage with
Oh,
you.
that's perfect.
Wow.
Sorry, an OAX concert. There you go, Marcus. Yeah, we could sell tickets just for that.
Yeah.
So the reason we're here is because we're going to be announcing a pre-con opportunity for both Manix and JP, which is pretty cool. I know that you know it's what do we got? We got like a little over 3 months to go, so that's an ample time to take some pre-con lists that are exclusive and special to OAX, and I certainly appreciate the fact that you guys are willing to tackle some pre-con stuff to make the show all that more special.
Yeah,
And
we're very excited.
Yeah.
Manix wanted to open it, but he wanted to finish like the older commissions first before he opens them. So
Yeah,
nothing
well,
on the table.
you got to
Yeah.
do it that way. It wouldn't be fair to the people requesting commissions, especially since some of these are pretty time-consuming pieces, and to not get them done and ready for the people who are attending OAX to pick them up. So
And for these two artists, I was talking to them, and the hardest part is really the concept, thinking of what to put in. It's the most time-consuming part for them. But once they nail the concept, we got it.
Yeah.
have
The-
you?
the
What's the
actual,
hardest commission either of you guys have ever gotten? I mean, like character-wise. JP, you tell me first. You know, the request that you took that you felt the most challenged by.
Right now, I have a request of my own take of the Civil War airport fight.
Yeah.
So I don't know where to start because I can concentrate. I mean, uh, we can have some focal point and then work from it. So I don't know what to choose. What's the focal point? Is it uh, uh, was that Black Panther versus the
Hawkeye or Captain America or Winter
yeah.
Soldier.
I don't
Who
know
would it be?
what should be the focal point. But once I get that focal point and I will spread it, I mean it's easy. So for me right now, it's the most challenging so far, the airport scene. Because it has so many characters. I mean, yeah, that's my experience. I'm experiencing right now. But I think I already figured things out. So hopefully, you will like it, Mr. Commissioner. Or
Before you retire to your music career,
yes, before
I think you'll get it
transfer
done, right?
to music and my music studio.
How about you, Manix?
The hardest, honestly, the hardest artwork I did.
Was slicing Cyclops' head, remember? Because you didn't want to slice.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
I'm just kidding. Sorry,
No,
Manix.
the one Marcus Y had me commissioned, the one Wolverine holding Cyclops' head, Cyclops beheaded head.
He really asked for that, huh? That wasn't all
Yeah, he
you.
really asked for that. He gave that direction, and it was really hard for me because it's so violent, so morbid. But I wanted to make it cute and
Cute.
funny.
Yeah, it's cute.
I really had a hard time, but I really enjoyed doing that piece.
One of the the cutest commissions I think you've ever done. Yes, most glorious, says Marcus there.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with Manix art. I mean, Manix, you can turn every gory scenarios into
And make it
because
cute
her
and
style is
funny.
cute. I mean, the eyes.
She'll
Yeah,
smile.
thank you.
You should try some battle royale
Yeah,
commissions, or you should try to draw battle royale.
Yeah,
Oh, wow,
everybody's
Rick, are you really gonna nominate that as one of the best of
for the best.
2023?
Hey, it can be in the commission category. Why not? It's one of the best, one of the more interesting. I'm not going to call it the best because that would make Marcus think that I love that image. But I did. I would have put that on my wall too. So I commend Marcus on coming up with such a good idea. Death to Cyclops, says West. Thank you, West.
Wow, such hate. For
Hey, I actually found a dealer of animation cells online. They don't have anything posted, but I sent them an email and I literally said, "Do you got any old X-Men, cartoon animation cells?" And they said, "Yeah." And I said, "You got anything with Cyclops?" So they sent me a whole set of
Wow.
different cells with Cyclops in it. So
Nice.
I've got plenty to choose from. I'm going to definitely pick up a few and put them on the back wall.
unsold,
Wow.
unsold cells of Cyclops.
Wow.
Nobody wants the Cyclops ones, but anyway, so we're here to kind of announce the pre-con opportunities that are available, and I think I've got the slides prepped, and these are going to be emailed, your inquiries directly to Jiggy. Did I make now I'm wondering if I made a banner for you, Jiggy, as far as
No, I forgot. I forgot to make that banner, but please email nextcomicart@gmail.com.
Look at that, I do have it.
Wow.
Thank you.
See, ask and you shall receive. So yeah, all the inquiries will go there. I will definitely send out an email for you guys tomorrow as well. Just announcing this and letting everybody know that the opportunity's out there. But yeah, let's go ahead and review all the 4 slides that you gave me. I kind of rejiggied them a little bit.
And hi to Lance Suarez. Lance was so kind. He sent toys to Manix's daughter, and it took a while. It took a while to arrive in the Philippines. Got stuck over at customs, but yeah, thanks, Lance.
Yeah, thank you, Lance.
Fantastic. Yeah, Lance is the best. I've got what do I got from Lance over there? I got some Evil Dead figures and a few other things from Lance. He sent me a couple of sketch covers by Travis. So yes, Lance is a giver and a wonderful person. Absolutely, one of the best guys in the hobby. A good statesman for us all. And a friend of Marcus's, which is tough
Marcus
to do.
and Lance might be like vying for like cabinet positions in the Manix administration. Yeah.
Well, so these gifts of toys are trying to butter him up a little bit, just to
but Josh Flanders is the prez.
Look, Jason's open to buying the unwanted Cyclops stuff. Okay, I don't mind sharing that with you, Jason, after I go through it. So let's see here. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the options here. So first slide we had here was the and I know you got permission from Felix to call this Felix Power. So I mean, these are pretty huge. And again, Felix approved. Felix Power, 22 by 28 inches, and they are priced at $5,000. And Manix is only going to be taking 3 of these because they are, as you can tell, rather large, and they are going to take a fair amount of time to complete, I would imagine, especially if you got 3 of them. So, you had is this example nearby? Or is this something in hand, or is it already gone out to a happy
I
customer?
delivered it yesterday, but I did send a picture of it framed.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So, this is first option, and again, I guess I should probably leave that. The banner is there. We go. See, nextcomicart@gmail.com. You're going to email Jiggy and send your inquiry to him with that one. Now,
this is an OAX exclusive. Manix is not going to do it for the rest of the year, and there are only 3. It is huge. It is a monster. And Manix, was this the hardest one you've done so far?
Yes, actually, this is the hardest one because it's really huge.
Now, are you doing this still on the heavy paper, or do you have to use something else because of the size?
For this picture, I used something else, but I already ordered the heavy paper with for this size.
Oh, sweet. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I
and
thought this one looks the edges look a little too straight for it to
yes,
be what you
Yeah.
usually work on.
I already ordered from Indonesia, I think, the big caddy paper.
Very nice. James Siegel says you're going to need a black light to go with it.
Yeah.
I agree. That would probably accentuate the image quite a bit, depending on the palette that Mannix would choose to use on this one. But yeah, very, very nice. And I mean, these would be cool. Now, these are ones that, as you mentioned, we're going to want these to be picked up at OAX. And I know these are kind of a large size, at least on the 22 by 28s. But if you get them to OAX, if one of our buyers there that maybe doesn't bring well, they you know what, if they're picking something up this size, they should probably be bringing the right size portfolio.
Yeah.
But for
Or a
something
top
like
loader.
this, I can promise you that one way or another, we would assist the buyer with getting it, shipped to them after it got to OAX. I'd be happy to work with people on that because I have a feeling we might be running into that, with some of the collectors coming in already. So I might as well offer my services to take care of that.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks,
not
Bill.
a problem at all. I think
Yeah.
we want these. I want to see these poster size pieces. So no, we're not going to roll them, Mikhail. Not going to roll them. Yes, we will. But so we got that one, and then there's another exclusive size, pretty much going to the other side of the spectrum here. So 5x7, one character, done for $300, and we don't have an actual figure on this one as far as the number of spots you guys are going to take, but this is a very affordable option for people who want to be able to get something from Mannix guaranteed when they go to OAX.
And Mannix didn't use heavy paper in this one. It's a mini canvas.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a hard canvas.
So you can actually frame this as well.
Yes. Yeah. Very
And
nice
it's,
wall piece.
OAX exclusive.
I love it. Now, will they? Obviously, this is a fun corner box image, but you're just going to kind of do whatever the character defines for you, is whatever it's. You're inspired by their choices.
Yes. They can actually request for a character.
Wonderful. That's a good question. Kazra wanted to know. CEOs always ask the best questions. Where is it? Is there a limit on how many 5x7s a person can ask for?
What do you think, Mannix?
I'll think about it now. I'll talk with Jiggy with it today.
And give chance to others.
Yeah.
Right, and that would make the most sense, right? I would think that if somebody wanted to throw a couple your way, you would probably go through the list, and if you can get back to the somebody earlier, more, fine. If not, and how would you want to be handling payment on stuff like this, Jiggy? I mean, obviously you'll be negotiating that when things come in, but do you typically collect a commission in full before it's done, or after it's completed?
It depends. There are some people who have bought from us, like trusted collectors. We can work with them like a down payment and then cash during the show, something like that. Something like that can work, or time payments before OAX, and then we can work with people.
Good, and that makes a lot of sense. I mean, especially in the $5,000 level.
Yes.
If a buyer can spread that out over 3 payments prior to OAX, that definitely makes it a little bit easier to get. Jason says he's paying cash at the show. Okay.
Bill, I wanted to answer Antoine Denison.
Yes.
He had a great question.
Yes.
He's asking where you can buy Mannix books. And Antoine, thanks for your question. There are 2 published Mannix books by Ablaze, and you can get them on Amazon. They're called 12 and 14. They are silent comics.
Yeah,
and they are fantastic. I've got copies of both of those. And I saw, what was it? TMD1 wanted to know how to get into Claim a Spot. email address right there on the screen, nextcomicart@gmail.com. Send your request into Jiggy, and he'll get in touch with you later today. Well, it's morning over there. So, and then there was another question. Bootlegging was curious. Of course, wouldn't be something that they could do. You could do before the show, but can the 5x7 be done in a sketchbook at the show?
Yeah, Manix will do commissions at the show too.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that would be doable.
Good. Yeah, there are a lot of sketchbook guys out there that like to have their work in sketchbooks, which is totally cool, and that's awesome. So there you go, bootlegging. You can get it done while you're at the show. Perfect. So yeah, this is a great opportunity to get a piece. Have you done 5x7 pieces before, Manix?
No, this is the first one.
Absolute first. So
Yeah,
literally, when you say
Yeah,
exclusive size for OAX, you definitely mean it. Good. I like that.
Yes.
Let's see here. And did I miss any other questions on this one? I don't think so. I think I got them all. So Mikhail said, "Great question, Dan," but I don't see Dan's name.
Yeah, I didn't see the Dan question either.
Yeah, I'm scrolling. I'm thinking that I must have missed something, but I don't see it. But if somebody can ask that question if we're missing it here in the studio. But then just along with that, though, of course, these are the regular size commission options are open again as well. So for those of you interested in getting something in between those two sizes, Manix is also going to be taking on those as well. A5 colored at $400, 4 colored at $750, and A3 at $1,800. And I'm never good with the sizes on these, Jiggy. What are the approximations in inches for each size?
A5 is 6x9,
6x9.
A4 is 8.5x11, and then A3 is 11x17.
Perfect. Oh, bootlegging is Dan. Son of a gun, Dan Tancredi. Why do I always forget that? Always forget that, my friend. I have no
a
idea.
Manix commission that I want to show.
All right, let me
wonder if,
hide the slide.
Gabe Carino's in the hizzy.
Oh,
So
wow.
this is like a Batman Burton verse commission. And I think Manix really got the Danny DeVito penguin.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think
love
that's the
that.
first your nose.
Oh, here.
I mean,
Hello
the character
there.
with nose.
Yeah, actually. It's penguin.
Because
That is
They really
he
had
ain't
to do the
Vegeta
nose.
without the nose.
Yeah.
I think he ain't penguin without the nose.
It's funny. There was like a younger person. Oh, it's Felix the cat. Like, no, it's not. It's the cat from the Shrek brand. Max Shrek.
Similar.
Wow.
But I think they based it on Felix. Felix the cat.
So that was going to Gabe?
Yes.
What a lucky collector. Gabe's going to be at OAX. I can promise you that.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Mr. Peanut asked West. I didn't see West, but Christopher Walken, sure. Jason says I should commission Manix to do a dueling dealers piece. That's not a bad idea. Could become a new show graphic. Something we could even put on a t-shirt maybe. That would be fun. Yeah. Thank you, Jason. Jason is really good at spending other people's money. But I wonder what his profession is. Yeah, banker, investment banker of some kind. I don't know. I don't know what that guy does. But I know he dresses up for his job, so it's one of those kind of things. But so cool. So the email address is still on the screen, nextcomicart@gmail.com for any of those commission opportunities. And let me go ahead and show off what JP has in store for everybody. Let me hide that so we can show the image. You guys have seen these 11x17 pieces that JP has done in the past. We've shown them recently on the art sale that we did about a month ago, and the other art drop we did with Next Comic Art. These things are fantastic, creative, and a bit crazy, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Look at this. You got Alf and a Rubik's Cube, and my goodness, even a skull.
So this will drop at our upcoming show, Bill, for that Spider-Man related show. So this is Mysterio with the Sinister Six and the transformed Spider-Ham. So you got Dr. Zoidberg from Futurama's Carnage, Squidward as the Green Goblin, Elmer Fudd as Craven, Donald as Venom, and a random Disney vulture.
As vulture. Yeah. Some
I love
Spider
crazy
Owl.
stuff.
I love your style, JP. The
Thank
crosshatch.
you, Manix. Thank you so much. Yeah. I really
Wow.
enjoy creating
Very
this.
hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's, I don't have a large image of this, but as everybody knows, these are hyper detailed, lots of fine,
Cross-hatching.
yeah, fine cross hatching in these,
Yes.
and yeah, they're pretty spectacular. So 11 by 17 on this, a maximum of 10 characters. Everybody, priced at $700 and limited to only 5 spots. Picking them up at OAX as well. So so there you have it. This thing, yeah. These have they've been blowing our minds, right? In the pieces that you've shown, I don't know which one would be my favorite. That X-Men piece was really good. I like the
Thank you.
the what was it? The yellow submarine with the under the sea
SpongeBob.
stuff with
Yeah.
SpongeBob. Yeah, that one was a
Versus
good one.
Black Manta.
Black Manta. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, so these are really phenomenal. And again, email address that you want to hit up is nextcomicart@gmail.com. Email Jiggy and he will take care of you as far as setting up the commission and payment and all that other stuff. But we do want you to be coming to OAX to pick these up. These are OAX exclusives. And again, I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate the support, just even volunteering to do these fun things for everybody. I think that's been one of the coolest things about the show. Is just seems like every exhibitor, one way or another, whether they're an artist or even a gallery or even a dealer, they're all trying to come up with something unique to make the show that much more special. And having the opportunity to pick up commission opportunities that aren't normal, that are out of the normal, whether it's as simple as just changing the size, that's special. I mean, and it makes the show a really just and a very interesting place to be. I can't wait to do it. Kazra and I talk about that. Those first 3 or 4 hours are going to be probably some of the most insane hours the hobby's ever seen. As the show kicks off and everybody enters the room and gets to see the artwork that they've had pre-done. I don't know. I can't wait. I'm nervous, but
Will you have like a videographer documenting the show?
We actually will have 2, believe it or not.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah. That's no, we're not making a mistake on this one. We really want to make sure, because that's the thing. Like right now, we have no photographs to show, as far as what people can expect from it. But yeah, we will have 2 videographers that will be walking the show floor. We'll kind of give them a list of things that we're looking for specifically. But they'll be filming the auction, potentially some of the panel stuff that we have talked about as far as doing for the show. Those will get filmed. So we pretty much want to capture probably far more than we would ever need from the event. So and we might be posting a few things live, but they would be small, probably like reels, for either Facebook or over on YouTube. Just my son said that he would be happy to kind of walk the floor, do a couple interviews and things, and just kind of post those live. But any of the major things that are going on, that will all get edited and posted to the channel after the show.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Tom McDonald is one of the people who's going to be there. I was counting you as a videographer and all that, but we've also had someone who's going to come in and help us with some of the AV stuff, and they've kind of, as part of their service for us, offered to be videographers for the overall event too. So we'll have 2 professionals walking the floor. I won't wear any masks during the weekend, Marcus. I'm sorry. Not going to happen. Hey, JP, Jason wanted to know if you are an X-Men fan.
Yeah. X-Men.
There you have it. Jason's. So you already got something in common, Jason, with JP. You both are X-Men fans. Jason might be the biggest X-Men fan out there. Well, maybe after James, I guess. What else we got here?
Manix, you have art with you next to you, no?
No.
Oh.
It's already packed.
No, but for your exhibit, you're done already.
Yeah. It's in my other house because we're in the province right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
But Bill Manix has an upcoming solo exhibit next month.
On November. Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's
Yeah,
called
it will be on November 18.
called Dreams.
Wow. How long have you been preparing for this exhibit?
For about 3 months already. I just do some small artworks every day.
Wow.
I thought you have clone of yourself. That's what I'm
Yeah, I
thinking.
wish. I wish.
Jiggy's
Some
working on
many
that
stuff.
technology right
Yeah.
now. He's got scientists in the lab at the other side of his house working on it. But that's awesome. You listen, when you do that, please make sure
I'll
that
send pictures.
send me pictures, and if you can't, shoot some video of the event
Yes.
too. That'd be
Thank you.
fantastic to
Thank
show here
you.
on the update.
Thank you.
That's good. Let's see. But at any rate, you guys, this is going to be, OX is going to be a lot of fun. Now, JP, I know you haven't gotten it fully confirmed yet, right? That you're going to make it, or have you made it fully confirmed? I don't know where we were at with that last.
Right now, I
It's
mean,
no.
I'm probably
no.
next year. Yeah, no.
Okay,
So,
that was what I was thinking, but I didn't
Well,
want to say, I didn't want to break everybody's hearts here.
yeah,
Bill, if
but
Taylor Swift is going to be there, for sure JP's going to be there.
All right, I'm going to get working on that then.
yeah.
If she's in Orlando that weekend, JP, you definitely better be worried, and you might have to come out.
Yeah.
But next year's fine too. There's going to be an
Yeah.
OAX too, absolutely. And that's okay. We'll just have to wait a little bit longer. But we've got a few other things that might be in the works with JP, as everybody knows. So well, as everybody in this chat knows, anyway. Well, okay, not in the chat, but in this stream knows. So that there's other announcements coming up, I think, regarding OAX and JP, even though he will not be there. But I know Mannix will be there. And what is the confirmed team list right now, Jiggy?
It's Mannix, Miko, Harvey, and Vaughn Randall.
And Vaughn Randall, because I haven't put Vaughn Randall on the site. Have I got a photograph of Vaughn yet?
Oh, I can send that to you.
Could you? Because I'll tell you, I haven't made too many updates on the site in the last month, but I'm overdue. I've got a list of things I need to add on there tomorrow.
We got a Transformers 1 Vaughn Randall cover here.
Wow.
Sweet.
Should be online. It's a retailer. It's a Singaporean retailer, Comic Grill Vault.
Very nice. Very nice. So anything else in the works? It's we have our show on Saturday night
with John.
Yep.
And then for Comic Art Live, we got that going on. And mystery sketches. Come on,
that
guys.
is right. We have the mystery sketches going on as well. That's going to be exciting. I can't tell you where we're at with sales right now. I was going to bring that up and talk about that. That's on my list to do tonight. But
because we do drafting, Bill. Like we assign to one another who can make like the best version of this character.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want something weird, it's either gonna go to JP or Mannix.
like the Snoopy piece.
Yeah, or
memorable.
any characters from Amalgam.
No, that Snoopy came out really nice. I think that
was awesome.
The buyer of that one was thrilled that
nice.
they got that piece.
That's one of the most memorable pieces I've done.
Well, I'm sure I haven't looked at any of the requests so far, but I know we're probably close to 50 sales right now. So it's been pretty good for the first week, but the goal is this time is to do more than last time. I forget where we were last. I think it was somewhere around 135, 140, somewhere around
a
there.
lot of the orders come in like last minute, right?
Strangely enough, like at least half of them come in the last 4 days when we start doing that last minute blitz and reminding people and whatnot. So it's definitely, you never can tell. The same thing with like ticket sales for most cons. Most of the tickets get sold in the last week, so you agonize all the way up to that last week, and then everything feels better by the time it's the show actually happens. But you never can tell. But yeah, that's going along well, and I know you have several. I think 15 artists participating this time around, if I'm not mistaken. It was something around there, at least a dozen. Not sure.
Not sure.
Yeah, I'd have to go pull up the list, which I'm not prepared to do right now. But we've definitely got a good group of artists for this mystery sketch round. And like you mentioned, on November 11th of Comic Art Live at 9 p.m., we will be doing our usual special show with the crew from Next Comic Art. And I think everybody's going to be excited to see the artwork that you'll be dropping. It will be themed. You'll be happy. I'll be happy. I might even have to try to buy a piece here or there.
Jason will be happy.
Jason will be happy. So now you know what's going to be dropping. A lot of X-Men related art, Jason. So that's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on November 11th, Saturday. The Saturday the of opening day of our 8th Comic Art Live. We'll be having a panel with
8th. Wow, we're on my 8th.
I know, isn't that crazy? 8 shows. I know. I would never have guessed that I would have kept at it for this long, but you know, it is exciting. I mean, 10 will be a cool number to hit, but our May show is going to be one where I think there's going to be a lot of changes in that one. We're really, as great as November is going to be, and I think that's kind of the way we've approached everything, right? Every show has kind of gotten a little bit more better produced, I think, with the panels and the quality of the art that's shown. We always have more art every show. But the May one is one where I hope to make some really big enhancements to the overall show experience, which would be a good lead into getting to that 10th one a year from now. So we want the toy. What is that? Toyzilla? What is Marcus asking for?
Taylor Gigzilla.
Oh, the Taylor Gigzilla. Oh, for goodness sake, Marcus. Yeah. I never, Marcus's humor sometimes passes me by. I don't know why. Marcus. Jason says he didn't even know Jiggy had 15 artists. Wait until he adds Spencer's team. My goodness, don't listen to that guy. So listen, guys, this is going to be fun. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, Bill.
Obviously, I'll send out a mailing so that those people who were not with us tonight know exactly what the commission options are. So, keep me posted on that, Jiggy. I'm happy to do any related PR on any of these pieces if they're not claimed within the first couple days. Just keep me posted. And Manx, JP, thank you as always.
Again, for the big piece, Manix, time payments are available until OAX. So just email us. Thanks, Bill.
There you have it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you again soon.
Later.
All right. I love hanging out with those guys. We don't get to spend enough time on camera, but we will have John with us on Saturday night, 9 p.m. this week. I know my usual time on a Saturday would be 2 p.m., but because of the time difference, we'll be doing a 9 p.m. show this Saturday. It's kind of good. I've actually got some family in town, so on Saturday afternoon I'll probably have to be out. So it works out really, really well for me. Let's see. Oh, James was thanking Mannix for his X-Men #1 commission, and he loves it. But he's not here anymore to see that. But in spirit, maybe he did. And TMD1 did email Jiggy. So yeah, I would encourage everybody to email Jiggy. Fill up their list as much as you can. I think that that's what the show is all about. OAX is definitely about trying to get unique collecting art opportunities into your hands. I think we're going to see a lot more of that. I know that I've got at least one, if not two artists that we'll be talking with next Thursday. And these two artists are not even on the website yet. We've not even talked about them. So lots of cool stuff that is coming your way. And the CAF update is going to probably be chock full of OAX updates from now until OAX. So Jason emailed to good everybody. Hey, come on. That's what we want to hear. So I might even have, I didn't tell Maureen that Maureen loves Mannix's stuff. And I didn't tell her about, the fact that he was going to be on here tonight. So I'll have to, now that everybody's had their opportunity to ask for stuff, we'll see if she might want to pick something up. It was kind of cool. Maureen, speaking of OAX, usually I feel like, I've got to watch my pennies and all that stuff. But Maureen was like, you better make sure when you go to OAX, you bring a budget with you. You bring some money in your pocket, and I threw a number at her and she's like, no, it's got to be more than that. And, and I gave her another number and she's like, no, it got to be more than that. I'm thinking, maybe she was drinking some Zevia or something, because usually this is not the woman I married. And it took a while, but I finally got to the number that she was thinking of. And more than likely it's because she wants to buy some stuff because Adam Hughes is going to be there and that's her favorite artist. But I thought that was kind of cool. The idea that she's like, you're going to put money in that room. And that's, I don't usually get that freedom. Maureen is the best, says Jason. That is very, very true. And all of you who go to OAX will get to meet Maureen. Some of you got the opportunity to meet her before, but yeah, she'll be we were talking earlier that she's going to be handling the registration desk and probably being outside of the hall a lot of the show, and because I'm sure Kazra and I are going to be busy running around doing things, with all the exhibitors and all of you hanging out. But I know I see Jason reminding me, dueling dealers Mannix. Yes, I will. I'll consider it. I think it's a great idea. I mean, I'm not going to discount that thing. I love the idea, but it would be cool to like have an image from Mannix that we could repurpose. A T-shirt that he did would be pretty, where he did the artwork, I think would be pretty darn awesome. I like that idea. And then I get to keep the artwork, right? Dueling Dealers comic art, love it, from Mannix. So yeah, but I've honestly been hearing that from other people. A lot of people have been saving their money. They want to make sure that they have a lot of cabbage to bring to OAX, which is good. And then I've talked to some other people who are more interested in rubbing elbows with other collectors and getting to meet some of the people whom they've been hanging out with in the chat here forever, and know so many people from CAF. I mean, this is going to be a pretty good opportunity. And I don't even know where we're at with ticket sales. We've been getting regular ticket sales pretty much every day the past week, so we're definitely closing in on that 250 mark. So I'm still pretty confident that we're going to have between 450, 500 or more people at attendees at OAX. And again, you take that into account. You take into account 50 or 60 artists, as Kazra likes to say, and honestly, we are sold out of exhibitor booths. We're rejiggying the room a little bit to maybe allow for a couple more, but the response has been pretty overwhelming with regards to people who want to attend. So we've already had to start a wait list. So again, you think about all of the numbers there. There's going to be more than likely 600 people in that room, all interested in OA one way or another, whether they're making it or they're buying it. And it's going to be pretty darn cool. And this weekend I had Alexandra Von Hawk here again. Marcus, your favorite art restoration lady, who I've yet to be able to post a video on that I did with her almost 3 months ago. But George Pratt had some work done on a few pieces that he had, and he picked them up this weekend. And so I got to talk with Alexandra a little bit and suggested that she do a panel on art restoration. So we're going to talk a bit more about it, but she's very excited about the opportunity. I've referred a lot of work to her already. So she's done some work for I think a few people in the chat, as a matter of fact. And so I thought having her do a panel during the show would be pretty cool. She suggested, she's like, I hate PowerPoint. I'd rather do it as sort of like a workshop where maybe, not like she's going to be doing anything, but in one of the VIP rooms where she can just lay out some pieces on the table, explain the process, what she would do and how she would do it. And I don't think she'll be telling you how much it costs when she does it, but she thought it would be cool to do it in that manner. So I'm looking forward to that. The idea that, we don't want this to be your atypical con experience, even on that side of things. I mean, this should be an educational opportunity, I think, for all collectors. And the idea of bringing in somebody who can talk about art restoration, having Jeff Wedding talk about conservation, how to store and take care of your artwork. I mean, we've done obviously a CAFU bid on that over a year ago, but I think that's something that is something we can do at the show that makes it unique and very focused on the attendees who are there. And we'll have, I'm sure, a few things with artists, but they won't be interviews. We do that on the channel. We don't need to do that in person at the show. And you're going to be busy talking to the creators anyway. Slide projector. No slide projectors, Marcus. Marcus, please. No, I have not invited the Texas Restore to the show. And the thing is, everything I'm hearing is all the other restoration guys are either they're just too backed up, or they don't work fast enough. But Alexandra is she works fast. She does pretty damn good work, and I'm happy to promote somebody who's done work for me and does a good job for my friends. So, and she's literally like 5-10 minutes from my house. So bizarre, but yeah. Other than that, I mean, I think if there's any thoughts that people have related to panels that we can do at OAX that would be beneficial to the community, I think that would I'd be all ears, because that's really the focus I want to try to make, is just those collecting focus centric panels. Somebody on a work release program, you got that right. We want to, Kezra says we might be able to do that from jail, the live stream. No, it might be better just to kind of throw up the mugshot and then maybe do it like a podcast, just kind of do a voiceover, show the mugshot. At any rate, no, we will stick with Alexandra's wonderful personality. She is a pisser, as I think a lot of people would say. She's very she's very opinionated, and she can carry on a intellectual debate with Kezra on many topics, as we found out this past weekend. So anyway, it was George Pratt's birthday too. Kezra baked George a cake while he was here, which was very nice. I should have pulled one of those photographs. I guess I'll have to do that. I'll show that next week. George is of course coming to OAX as well. He's in Florida. He teaches at Ringling, so he'll be coming. We're trying to work on him to do something. He's going to be doing a piece for the auction, and no matter what he does, it's going to be phenomenal, right? If he did a Wolverine Netsuki, it would be fantastic. I can't say, Kezra's trying to get him to go to the dark side and think of something that he doesn't want to do, but we're going to try our very best to get something extra special out of George. And again, no matter whatever that piece is, it's going to be fantastic. But I'm looking forward to seeing what he comes up with, because I love his work. And if it's a Wolverine, I'm probably going to be interested in that myself. Yes, Kezra was at my house on Saturday. A long time. We had a lot to go over after we had the get together. I grilled again. For those of you who made it to last February's get together here, this time I got the grill, and I smoked out the whole patio. Unfortunately, there was no cross breeze, and so everybody either had to go out in the backyard or get in the house to get away from all the smoke. But the food came out great, but it was a little overwhelming. But yeah, a good time was had this weekend. Keeps the skeeters away. You got that right, Rick. So let's see. So I think that's probably enough about OAX. But OAX, yeah, Kezra and I are definitely learning the ins and outs of being showrunners. It is actually very fun when there isn't so much crazy stuff going on, trying to juggle a lot of phone calls. I feel like I've spent more time talking on the phone and in Zoom calls in the last 2 or 3 weeks than I probably did in the last 2 or 3 months. But it's probably going to be that way all the way up until the show actually happens. But you guys, at any rate, yes, happy birthday to George. 3 likes to 40, everybody. Come on, keep hitting that thumbs up. There's 70 of you hanging out with me right now. What did Rick say that was so vulgar? I guess I missed that. Keeps the oh, okay. At any rate, so enough about OAX. What I guess of bigger importance is Comic Art Live, which is coming up. All right, so Jason, one more thing about OAX. Team Oreo is all paid up, and they're ready to go. Who is Team Oreo? It is, of course, Mikhail, Jason, and Aranga. Team Oreo. Jason is the double stuffing in the middle, and Mikhail and Aranga kind of they're like the cookie wafers on either side. They are set up in Collector's Alley. Thank you very much. Of which we are actually sold out of Collector's Alley at this point. I mean, we're waiting on a couple final commitments from the last 2 tables, and we're sort of taking a wait list now. So if you're thinking about setting up, I mean, everybody seems to be doing the buddy system, having a second person makes a whole lot of sense, right? To so that you can get up and shop while the other guy handles the table, or gal. Think that's something definitely to consider. But if you were interested, we probably would be happy to expand the Collector's Alley by a couple tables if there was enough interest for it. But there isn't a whole lot of room to do it. I might be able to add 2 more, but even then, I can't confirm it. But if you're interested in an artist table, please, or an artist table, damn it, I keep going over that way. Collector's table, let us know. You can email us info@oa-expo.com. Kazra and I will let you know where you stand within the wait list of all things. Let me see. I know I highlighted some stuff. Sean Wallace mentioned earlier, I'm really hoping Bill does a second OA Expo. I can't make this one. Well, Sean, I can't say that we have one planned right now, but I don't foresee that happening in 2024. As far as doing 2 shows in 1 year, probably right now just won't happen. I saw people talking about a Manx Hembeck team up. I saw Jeff and some other people mention that. Did that happen? Is it happening? If not, it should happen. And what were the other comments I saw? About number 1 Marvel fan posting the calf. I'll check and see what that was. And then I saw Adam. What is this? I'm actually near Orlando right now, and it's coming from Wisconsin. This is nice. Where are you at, actually, sir? You should, I'm right in town. If you had some time, we could have hooked up and shared some comic art. I've got plenty that you can look at here. At any rate, if anybody is coming to Orlando and you got time, you should always let me know. Kazer's in town and give me an excuse to go in downtown Orlando and hang out. Let's see. I think that was probably everything that I had highlighted earlier. All right. He's outside of my house right now. Oh, brother. I feel sorry for him. He is getting eaten by the skeeters then. All right. So we'll cover. Jeff is an absolute gentleman. He said that he will cover tables for anybody if they need a bathroom break or anything of that type of need. That's very nice of you. The text is coming. Yeah, just like in Scream, right, Mark Fong? Yeah. Anyway, what else we got here? So yeah, move over to Comic Art Live. Obviously, everybody knows that's the weekend of November 11th and 12th. I've had I don't even know where we're at. Might as well take a look at that. I can see how many people have signed up for booths now. I can tell you that what's been kind of cool is that I've seen at least 10 people who have never set up for Comic Art Live setting up booths this time around, which is really cool. I typically, the way the system is set up, if you've set up a booth before, I don't get notified about it. I don't know why Maureen, that's the way she programmed it. But when somebody is doing it for the first time, I get an email letting me, that's probably why. She probably wanted me to know, like, if some Yahoo is trying to set up a booth that I might want to step in. So I get an email every time a new exhibitor for the first time is showing up. We got like 10 people who are setting up booths for the first time, which is pretty darn cool. I feel like I don't think we've had that many in the last 3 or 4 shows do first time booths. So let's see here. Look at where the heck was that? Booth list. So well, there you go. That's probably about 35 booths set up already, working at it. We got Simon's in there, Dave Carlin, Nicholas Rizzo Art, Ava Inc. is in there already as an Able Original Art as dealers. So yeah, looks like a good start to me. Very good, very good. But for those of you who don't know how to set up a booth at Comic Art Live, you got to be a premium member. If you go over to your Manage Your Galleries section right there, right up at the top, can't miss it. Big box right next to the monthly sketchbook box. You got a little over 3 weeks to get your booth set up before the show opens. So you go to this page, you'll click the setup booth link if it's the first time clicking on it. And, there's going to be like kind of a confirmation. We kind of go over the ground rules of what we expect out of exhibitors to do, behave, all of those fun things, making, which and all of it boils down to just being, this is like your first time where you're selling en masse in a live format. We really do. The main stressor there for everybody is that we want you to be focused on being responsive, because we know you're going to be buying artwork at the launch of the show as well and throughout the weekend. When you get an email, try to respond to it within 5 minutes. Especially if it's an inquiry wanting to buy art, which it most likely will be, get that answer out there quick and mark that item for sold, sold as soon as you can, so that anybody else who might come in inquiring later or finding that art on within your exhibitor booth, they know it's already spoken for. So that, that's the main thing. But setting it up is done here. If you're not premium, it'll prompt you, stating you can't sign up for your booth or create a booth because you're not premium. As everybody knows, we always do a 3-month trial at $35 rather than $75 for a year, where you can do that and have your exhibitor booth, and also get your first experience with premium features as well, which are things like daily want lists that are, as it happens, alerts with art for sale from the classifieds and the dealers that we work with, down to being able to put your artwork for sale in the classifieds when it's all over too. But for those of you who've set up a booth, I mean, setup's pretty just basic. There's booth details you got to have down here at the bottom. The main thing with the way the exhibitor booths work is there's actually 2 art drops, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. You can post 24 artworks per day to drop. And, we want the Sunday art drop to bring people back Sunday. Both drops happen at 11 a.m. It's 11 a.m. on Saturday for premium members, and then the hall opens at 1 o'clock for everybody else. On Sunday, the art drop happens at 11 a.m. for everybody, since the halls, once they open, never close. And you don't have to be premium after 1 p.m. on Saturday to browse the halls. But so I always tell people strategically, and as a benefit to your premium membership peers, put your best artwork on Saturday, obviously, because that gives everybody who is premium, that who have the 2-hour early access, gives them that little bit of time to see the best artwork that's going to be dropping over the weekend, and make quick decisions on purchasing things, because they know they only have 2 hours. Last year, I think we had I think it was 6,500 pieces of artwork dropped both days, just under 5,000 on day one. So that's a lot of artwork to go through in a 2-hour window, and obviously impossible to do. But yeah, but that first 2 hours for the premium members is always like the most critical, I think, in the buying time of things. So anybody runs into any questions, please feel free to hit me up, bill@comicartfans.com. Marcus says if they can afford art, they can afford $75. And Jason, it says he agrees, right? But I know you're talking about the 3-month thing. And CAF has always been a free site, and we all know that. But I appreciate everybody who supports the site. Today we probably have a little over 1,100 premium members, which is nice. It's a small percentage of the number of people who use CAF on a monthly basis, but I appreciate every one of you, and that's why we create special events like this for premium members to participate in. I mean, it's I think that I want to reward people who've spent their money to help support everything that we're doing. I'm attracting riff raft vendors and maybe scammers. How's that happen, Marcus? Excuse me. But at any rate, so that's where we're at with that. Setting up your booth, manage your galleries right there. You do it from there. When the show opens, as everybody knows, like the number one question people ask me about related to the show is, how do you get into the show? Well, when the show launches, this whole eBay bar section up here, it gets replaced by art that is in the show. So it's really easy to get in that way. There's like this ad here is replaced with a enter the show. So you pretty much can't miss how to get into the exhibit hall when the time rolls around, because at 11 a.m. on Saturday, all of those things change. Even the links here will take you into Comic Art Live and allow you to start browsing the exhibitor halls and checking stuff out. Let's see here. I'm missing some of the comments, but Jason says, and I've saw that, Jason, that scammers have been hitting the Deal or No Deal groups over on Facebook. That seems to be a really big thing these days, isn't it? I don't know why, but I've been noticing that a little bit more frequently. So I don't know what that means. Some people are hard up, or they're thinking our hobby is a easy target, right? But clearly, with the way everybody has each other's back, I think that we weed out the scammers rather quickly. We haven't had too many scammer issues on CAF, fortunately, and I think part of that is just from the limitations we put on the number of emails people can send out. Typically, if somebody's out there doing something improperly on CAF, we hear about it pretty quickly. And limiting a person to only sending a couple emails a day makes that pretty easy. Let's see here. Derek had a question. I was curious, is the test program that Veronica and Andy Fish were part of last CAF Live going to be in effect for all this CAF Live? And that what Derek is talking about is the real-time checkout. Now, Yes, absolutely. I haven't tried to promote it yet. I probably should do that to anybody who's interested in it. Be happy to give more information about that to anybody who's curious about adding a that checkout to their exhibitor booth. I think that worked out really well for Andy and Veronica. They weren't able to do a lot of artworks for the show last May, but they did put in all of their commission opportunities, and I thought, and it worked great. I mean, they were able to put in like four at this size, four at that size. It was pretty cool because I got emailed every time an order happened. They got emailed, and it was just it was a great experience because they didn't have to bill anybody for any of that. All the money went directly to them right away, and it worked out pretty well. But you do have to register with Stripe as part of that process. So Stripe is pretty much identical to PayPal for it's a lot of the same features, but a little bit more because it just comes with a lot of like, you can actually bill out of it, send invoices. So it's pretty similar to PayPal, but the cool thing is you essentially are applying for your own merchant services account when you do that. So in theory, if you're an art dealer or something, you could actually use that same Stripe account then over on your website, and a lot of the checkout websites out there allow you to kind of plug in your Stripe account as the checkout mechanism. So it is kind of beneficial, but but it does have some issues with it as well. So I'll push out an email, Derek, and let everybody know that it is available as an option. And if they email me, I can kind of give them the punch list on how it works and the ins and outs of using it. I'll tell you, now that Casper's on board, we're definitely kicking around a few other ideas, and I think we've got a couple other, I don't know. I'd like to think that maybe there's a more favorable way of handling some of the transactional things on CAF. Not something I'd be happy to, or I'm able to talk about now because it's still hypotheticals. But while this one thing that we have in place right now works really well for Comic Art Live, I think that it's going to get tweaked a little bit. And the May show is definitely going to probably have a different kind of flavor and concept to it. Let's see here. So beyond that, oh yeah, mystery sketch. Why don't we talk about that? I did not get the chance to put in Tatiana's group, but I did get an email from her, and let me go ahead. Let's see here. I can show off the screen here. So as of the moment, I've only got Dan Burton in there, but I'm talking with a couple other artists right now. So I firmly believe we'll have 4 artists that aren't part of the reps and agents kind of a deal in that list. And I can't promise how many they're going to do, but I think we'll have a couple other big names in that list, which will be fun. Haven't had that in the past. 4C, Bill Morrison's on there, as well as Anid, James Vasco, Livio, Japan Comic Art. We've got I think 5 artists from them this time around. The big list from Jiggy. Then Splash Page, we got Emiliano, Nico, and Juan. And I know Mark texted me earlier, and I think we are adding Brian Thies to that as well. Now Tatiana, she emailed me, and I'll just read off her list because I haven't had a chance to add that in there, but I can at least let you know which artists she is adding. Sonia Anwar will be a part of it. Jason Krager, Lori Hansen, Logan Lubera, Raphael Meldondo, and then Damon Hampton, Alex Conat, Nir Levy. Everybody loves Nir, I know. He's fantastic artist. And we got Ryan Odegawa, Brent McKee, and Marco Gali will all be added to that list from TD Art Gallery. So yeah, so that, our hope is we'll hit that number somewhere around 150 mystery sketches sold. That would be fantastic. And Jiggy has just mentioned his new artists that are going to be joining for the mystery sketch: Ron Randall, Justine Franey, and Hans Whitty, and Roy Mercado, first timers. Let's see, Marcus wanted to know about bringing comics for signatures at OAX. Absolutely. We will not, it is an art show, obviously, but we know that a lot of art collectors collect comics too. This is a great opportunity to have your books signed there. We understand that. The artists, don't feel they're going to be turning people away in any way if you're bringing comics to be signed. And I can tell you that there will be representation at the show from CGC and CBCS taking part, and they'll be there for people who want to end up having any of their things graded too. So keep that in mind. We actually have a couple artists who are probably that are kind of hard to get, and we'll be doing some signing there for one or both of those entities. And so we figured we might as well help facilitate some of those things while they're there. I mean, Como has CGC at it as well, or agents from CGC there. It's kind of what's expected anymore. And given the fact that we're the weekend before MegaCon, I have a feeling there's a lot of people with that mindset. I can imagine that we'll probably have some people coming into the room who aren't collectors, who just are coming to get book signed. So no, there will be no restrictions like that at all. And happy to have you do that, Marcus. I'd encourage anybody to bring things to get signed if that was what they're into doing. Jewish Dragon says, I joined the premium membership last CAF Live. It was money well spent to me, and I don't even understand half the features it enables. Unfortunately, Jewish Dragons, Jason's in that group too. But if you have any questions, obviously I'm here to help. The one thing that we know, CAF is something that has grown over time, and I just kind of expected people to grow along with it. And so for those of you who've come into CAF since premium memberships came along, some of the stuff might not be as intuitive as it should be. But I'm always here to be an advisor to make sure you get the most out of CAF as possible. We have a few other announcements coming up. Thank you, Kazra, for the reminder on that. Will Kazra sign comics? He probably would be happy to. I mean, he's actually written a few comics, as some of you may know. I bet if you typed in Kazra Gambari over at Amazon, a few books might pop up with his name on it. So go ahead and do that. There are some books out there that he's been responsible for. What else we got? Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know if it's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is actually a grading company. Marcus isn't entirely making a joke there. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was one of the people that reached out to us. I think they're actually based in Orlando, believe it or not. But I don't believe that they're setting up officially. I think we're working with a different agent in Orlando. So what else we got there? Liefeld. Yes, Troy Pierce. I actually did invite Rob Liefeld to the show, but he did turn us down. I asked him to come as a collector, and to be honest with you, I didn't. It would have been fine to have him there as a guest, but I thought, why wouldn't Rob want to come out to a show that's really tailored for him? But Rob is a very, 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 very busy guy, and he did turn me down, unfortunately. Let's see. Antoine said that I just sold a piece of art on CAF, so that's cool. That is cool. Yeah. I think our classifieds have over 3,000 pieces of art in there right now, or 30,000 pieces of art in them. So lots of stuff to look through. Will there be any celebrity signings, says Jason at OAX? No, Jason, there will be no celebrity signings at OAX. I can promise you that. Maybe some sightings, I don't know. But we've heard about a few people, interesting people who may be attending because they are art collectors, but no signings, no cosplay. I'm not going to forbid you to dress up. I'm not going to be dressing up. So I can promise you that. I can't promise you that Mike and Anthony won't, but more than likely they won't. But cosplay will not be the order of the day at our show. Dave wants to know if I tried talking to J. Scott Campbell. You know what? Yes, he because I was talking with Scott Doonbeer very early on, and he said, "Oh, I know these like 20 artists. Would you like me just to float the idea to them?" And this would have been back in February, so really, really early. And J. Scott Campbell was somebody that Scott approached, and Scott said he wasn't interested. But, clearly at that point, it wasn't even called OAX, and we had no momentum or anything like that. Maybe things will change. I mean, certainly I would be happy to go back to him, and, for year two. There's, the way Kazra and I view the show is that, we want the show to, feel different every year with a different, not always bring back the same guests year after year. So I think we can certainly look into J. Scott Campbell. I don't know about me being a celebrity TMD one, but what else is there? No Cobra Kai for Jason. Troy Pierce, CFA APA author signings. That is very true. Troy Pierce. There are going to be, from what I hear and what I've seen ticket sales wise, I know that the CFA APA is going to be represented at the show, which is absolutely fantastic for OAX to have a number of people who have done a wonderful amount of work that many of us have never seen and gotten to read. Will be at the show. I told them that definitely, and we're going to have I don't want to call it a lounge, but we're going to have a room with a lot of round tables so people can hang out. They wanted to have a meeting of their own while they were there. So I told them I'd make sure that we had 2 tables set aside, for them when it was time for them to kind of get together and hang out. And this, for those who don't know, CFA APA is a group of gentlemen and ladies who like to write about our hobby, whether it's autobiographical things about artists or talking about styles, you name it. They cover a lot of ground. They publish it's a tome, it's like a phone book sized piece of literature that everybody has to contribute to regularly. I think they're allowed to, when I was in it, you were allowed to miss like once or twice every like 4 to 6 issues, something like that. But it's a pretty cool thing. You can pick a few of those things up on eBay every once in a while, but not too often. Yes, as Rich just said, the Comic and Fantasy Art Amateur Press Association. I always forget what CFA APA stood for. Troy says, Kevin and I will sign your new Overstreet price guide. Very nice. And J. Scott Campbell would need a very big booth, right? Doesn't he have 3 booths when he's at San Diego? We might not have enough space for J. Scott, but I would never turn him away. Let's see here. Bootlegging. Yes, you are very right about that, Dan. Kirkman and Mandel would count as celebrities. I would love to have Robert there. Robert, well, I mean, both guys obviously are huge art collectors. I've gotten to speak with Kirkman a few times in the past, and I don't think I have his email address, so I can't ask him myself if he'd be willing to come out. But I'd be happy if either of those guys would come out. Why don't we try to get Guillermo del Toro to come out, right? I mean, I know somebody who's got his email address. I could probably make a request. I mean, at the end of the day, the show should be a lot of fun. Hopefully we get a few celebrity collectors that are there. That'll make it all the more interesting. The CA, CAFA. I like that, Marcus. You're always thinking, Marcus. All right, so that's where I'm at with all of that. But for those of you interested in the mystery sketch, I will send out a mailing tomorrow just to remind everybody the way to purchase mystery sketches. And again, if you're not familiar with a mystery sketch, we've done these the last 2 shows, or is it 3 now? It feels like we've done these a while, more than 2. But maybe this is only our 3rd time. I think it's the 4th though. Essentially, you pick the character that is drawn. The artist that you get assigned to is random, and they will draw that character on something close to 9x12. As we know, if you've been to any cons lately, a lot of 9x12 head sketches could cost you $700. Our mystery sketch opportunity only costs you $200 plus shipping. U.S. shipping is $25. We will ship international, although we try to encourage people. It says in the USA only, but we will accept orders outside of the US, but just be aware that we will end up, whoever has to ship the art will end up charging probably, an extra $25, because even shipping to Canada, that's, 55 is pretty closer to what average is, even up to 60. So just keep that in mind. But you get great value for the art. Typically the artists, especially, Jiggy's crew, Tatiana's crew, Mark's crew, everybody who's participated in the past their artists tend to work, put a lot of extra effort into these pieces because they know they're, part of this virtual show that really got us through the pandemic as collectors. So it is a rare, fun, special opportunity to pick up something that, again, I mean, everybody knows where the con pricing is these days. So there was a lot of talk about, where things are at, based on what the pricing in New York, even back to Como, right? I mean, prices on everything is going up. So we're trying to keep these things at a reasonable level, and deliver, a quality product. And I think that we've probably got a decent success rate out there with most people. And again, we're probably limited to around 150. But to get to them, if you want to, the order form, if you would just go over to Comic Art Live, that'll get you here. And then right up in the top here, that first link, mystery sketch opportunity. You just come over here, put in your character of choice in the field. Look, Superman. I don't know why Superman for me is my default go-to PayPal form box fill, but there it is. You click buy now, it takes you over to PayPal, and you can pay for it, and then it brings you back. Look, some previous examples there. There's Harvey's work, and was that Sanya? I can't remember. I know it's from Tatiana's crew. Bill Morrison. I mean, this has got to be, one of my favorite Bill Morrison pieces from there, but I know Mikhail got a great death piece from Bill Morrison in the first mystery sketch that we did. So again, you're going to get a very nice piece of art, and again, this in today's market, you're not going to find a better value at 9x12 than $200. So there you have it. Bill, when is the cutoff for mystery? We'll probably cut the mystery sketch sale off. Let's see, the show starts on the 11th. If everybody remembers, we do a kind of a kickoff party on Thursday night. So on the 10th of November at 9 p.m., we bring on some of the artists who are doing mystery sketches, and they do them live. So I would probably allow the mystery sketches to go up till about probably noon on the 10th. What I've done in the past is, because sometimes people have busy schedules when, there's maybe a show the week before. So I try to get out partial lists to everybody that are participating, the reps in particular, about 15 days before the show starts. So that way they can get their artists working on some of them earlier. And, it just gives everybody, I want to get things in people's hands within 2 weeks, if that's, if at all possible. Because the big thing here is, as everybody knows, with Jiggy's crew, they do the work in the Philippines by and large. Jiggy has to mail those to me, and then I mail them out. We're working with Japan Comic Art this time around as well, and so same thing there. Yoshi is going to be sending his pieces to me, and I'll be mailing them out. And then Mark's guys are all over the globe, so they end up sending their pieces to him. So we want to try to get the pieces completed as close to the 12th as possible. So that's kind of how we go. I don't know what Jason's talking about. I was texting. Did I answer your question? Yes, noon on the 10th, Jason, is when we'll do it. NSN says the 10th is a holiday. Let it run until evening. I could do that. I mean, at the end of the day, the goal is we're trying to make money for the artists. This is an opportunity for them to do some work where they don't have to travel. I mean, that probably helps us, helps influence the price a little bit, so we can keep it a little bit more affordable. But I mean, heck, if we could sell 250 of these, I'd be happy. Yeah. At the end of the day, I want all of you to get a nice piece of art, but I also want to, keep the artists busy. And that's part of what, when we did Comic Art Live, I mean, remember, the artists were the ones who were hit the hardest, right? They didn't, they couldn't do anything to make a living. Remember, pencils down, all that stuff. So I think that we've always tried to put artists, first. I mean, they're the people who supply the stuff that we buy every day. So if we could do over 200, 250, I tell you, I'd be the happiest guy on earth to be able to guarantee, that most of the artists can have 5 or 6 or 7 pieces to draw if they wanted. And not every artist wants to draw that many. I get a list from Jiggy, and it'll say, this artist wants to do 2, this one could do 5, this one's open to 10 if you have that many. And so it all kind of based on the amount of time each artist can commit to doing it. Jiggy asks, what if some unrepped Filipino artists want to join? Can they? Jiggy, I think that'd be fantastic. Absolutely. So if you know of anybody who would be interested, I would be thrilled to add a few artists to the list, right? I mean, the more the merrier. And I think that, the more artists that we have participating, they always promote the mystery sketches. So it brings more and more people into it. And if we can, spread the love a little bit more, that would be good. Yeah. Be nice to have Portasio join in, Jason. Jiggy can, try to work some magic there. I've got I've got his email. I could ask him to. I did not ask him before, but he's somebody I'd love to get back on the show. That's for sure. All right. So enough about all of that, but I'll definitely have some PR emails that go out tomorrow that relink you to the mystery sketch, that talk about the exclusives that we just talked about earlier, and another PR piece for OAX tomorrow. And for those of you interested in the sci-fi fantasy artwork realm, I think many of you probably are aware that I launched a Kickstarter on Monday or so. I'll put the link in the chat for those of you who enjoy the like I said, it's fantasy, sci-fi, horror, illustrative arts, as they like to say. Here's a link in the chat to my Kickstarter. 66 backers, so we're doing okay. There's lots of Kickstarters out there right now. Mike Finn launched his Kickstarter a couple days ago. What was it? Carl Choi's and Sean Chen's Kickstarter, I think, just ended and did rather well. So a lot of interesting projects out there right now for everybody. And the IX Art Show is going on right now. And I know I said I couldn't remember if it was in Allentown or Altoona. It's in Reading, Pennsylvania, everybody. So if you went to the wrong cities trying to find it, you can blame that on me. But that show's going on right now. And because Infected by Art as a book debuts there every show. So I haven't even gotten to see a finished copy myself. The guy who I work with, Todd, he's there right now, making sure that he's selling books and everything. How do you find Mr. Finn's? I can give you the link to that. At least it was on, when I went to Kickstarter, it was one of my referenced. You may want to support this one. Of course, it's not there now. Son of a gun. Figures. I don't remember the name of it, his Kickstarter. If anybody remembers it, shout out for CW. And I should remember that, but I don't. I wish it was on here right now. Maybe I hit refresh, it'll come up. No. Nope. Not recommended. Not my recommended list here. Oh, there it is. Aha. Lost Tales of the Golden Age. I found it. So I'll put this into the chat. And Michael Finn here, he gained the rights to do. Oh, well, there you go. Kazra got it for you. Beat me to it. But Mike is he purchased the rights to a lot of old work that some of it was published a long time ago and some of it wasn't. And so he's putting these books out through Kickstarter, and it looks like a very cool project. He got modern artists to do the covers on them, and yeah, it's always good. Michael's a great guy. I mean, Michael will be set up at OAX along with Chris Kilacki. So, all right, there you go. So now I've talked about all of that. I got one thing to open today. For those of you who were watching Dueling Dealers last night, you saw that I opened up that Elementals book that Anthony sent me. So I'm expecting something hopefully a little less raunchy than that one. The Fathom hanging out with a dolphin was very unexpected, but Anthony sent me something else. Let's see here. What do we got? Oh, couldn't be more perfect. There you go. How do you like that? That's a say on the, yeah, it even has these. He wrote my name in big letters on the back. This is for Bill Cox. An X Factor cover featuring the one and only Cyclops. Aren't you happy, Marcus? Yes. Thank you, Anthony. He makes my day every other day. An Aquabong art. No, but I'll tell you, Jason helped me find out that there is actually some Aquabong art out there that if I want to buy it, I could really start collecting. I could corner the market on Aquabongs. So we'll see. I may end up doing that. Let's see here. You know what? I don't have any videos to play for you guys tonight. I hate to tell you that. So maybe I'll take a look at the schedule and go over that with you really quick. I haven't changed anything. Like I told you, I'm going to keep things pretty sedate. From I don't want to add on too many things. I was emailing with somebody earlier today about a potential interview, and I do hope they take me up on it. I gave them some dates in November. It's a collector who also is a art rep. And we were talking about how to, kind of have them on as an art rep, and they're coming to OAX, and I suggested, why don't we do a collector/art rep interview with you, because I've never met you. It'd be cool for people to meet you before the show, so that they see you, they're going to know who the heck you are, and they'll talk to you. So we'll see. I might add one person to this list. The big stuff, of course, is just the sales stuff. The funny thing is Mike and I haven't talked about his make offer show, so we might have to just move that. I'm sure he's probably totally forgotten about it at this point. So I know that was going to be for next Monday. I'll probably try to push him after OAX, after Comic Art Live. So we'll see if that's possible or not with him. But the big sales stuff, I've got Linsner in 2 weeks on a Saturday. Next Comic Art drop will happen. I know I've got that on 10/28. That is not accurate. That should be on 11/11. I don't know why it's on there twice, but it is. Let's see. We got Nick Barucci's going to be doing a special show with me on the 30th. That's on Monday night to end the month. We haven't talked a whole lot about it, but Nick will be hanging out. He's got some art that he wants to show off that's doesn't really kind of fit into his Friday show. So we're going to do something together on that evening. We got Kevin Nolan, Koi Pham, Fred Hembeck, Andy Kuhn, and Howard Chaykin all coming back for art sale stuff over the next several weekends. So there you have it. Long list of potential art buying opportunities on the horizon. But everybody's trashing Cyclops in the chat. Wow. What does Bill smell like the day after a Zevia bender? I don't know, Troy. You're going to find out, though, I think, at OAX. Troy is setting up a table there as well. So there's lots of people in the chat who are going to be setting up over there. Cyclops drinks Zevia. Oh, boy. So, hey, before I do the heritage picks, I'm going to, I think what I'll do is, okay, Jeff Wedding I saw him say Katie Cook. He just texted me saying Katie Cook is doing a Kickstarter right now. And that's a good idea. Yeah, I could definitely push some links her way. Absolutely. So before I do the heritage picks, because I'm not prepared to do them, I'm going to do the EXP preview for everybody, because I do have that loaded and ready to go here. So as you know, Nick's show is every Friday, 7 o'clock. And you can see him on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, probably Twitter. Oh, wait a minute. That's X now, isn't it? So he's on all of those platforms, 7 o'clock. And he always sends me a preview. I am happy to always play these for him. So let's take a look at what Nick is bringing to his show tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Everybody, this Friday, October 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, the original art experience is back. We didn't have a show last Friday, not because I'm afraid of Friday the 13th, but because of New York Comic Con, and we had some great announcements. We announced Lilo and Stitch, Cruella, Gargoyle's Quest, Thundercats, Flintstones, Space Ghost, Johnny Quest, Wizard of Oz, Powerpuff Girls, which is going to be Amy's favorite, and so much more, including Garth Ennis and James Bond. But that was last week. Let's go into this week. So, this Friday, October 20th, 7 p.m. We have a lot of original art. I'm going to show you a little bit of it. We're going to have Flash Forward. Check it out, Brett Booth. Oh my God, I don't even know why I'm putting this on the air. Everything that I love the most that I put on the air ends up selling. Last Offenders by Jim Muniz and Cam Smith. I picked up a few Joe Quesada prints. This is actually signed by Joe Q and by Charlie Cox. That'll be available. Then we've got this Cup of Joe with Stan Lee signed by Joe Q. And then this is a funny story. I bought this for myself. I asked for it to be personalized, and Joe misheard and signed it again. So double signed, even rarer, available this Friday. On top of that, we've got Action 718, page 5 and 6. Demolitia, first appearance. By the way, this week we're going to have quite a few packages of art, package deals, and sequential pages. So we've also got the first time I think I've brought Adriana Mello art. We've got the pure pencils and the inks by Dan Green. We've got this incredible Kieran Dwyer 3-page sequence from Detective Annual 8 with the background origin of the Riddler, Edward Nygma. Then we have this gorgeous Justice League page by Dan Jurgens and Rick Burchett. We've got sequential pages of Spectacular Spider-Man by Luke Ross and Dan Green. We've got this incredible Hex number 18 page by Keith Giffen with Hex in every panel. We've got Thanos, the Infinity Relativity, the graphic novel, page 42-43. Speaking of Joe Quesada, got this Wolverine, Death of Wolverine with art by Joe. Now, many people know, well, you know what? I'll end it with that. I'm torn on a few pieces, so we'll get to that last. I do have a complete issue of Nightwing 51. Really great done in one story by Chuck Dixon and Kieran Dwyer. It's a fantastic book. So we will put this on the air on Friday. Check out the last page. So Frank Miller-esque. What year is this? 2000, yeah. So not, very, very Frank Miller-esque. Sin City. All right. Many people know I'm a huge Crisis on Infinite Earths fan. I'll buy pretty much anything with Crisis on Infinite Earth. I've got this Dead Man that I picked up from Anthony Snyder. I've got this Green Lantern early Monitor and Lila appearance. I picked up this Crisis on Infinite Earths number 6 page. I'm thinking about putting it on the air, but I'm torn. I want to put it on the air to get people to tune into the show, but man, I'll never be able to replace it. So, and I'm also thinking about putting on the air these Justice League pages by Kevin Maguire and Keith Giffen and J.M.D. Mattis. And this unpublished 2-page story by Howard Chaykin. This was drawn in 1970 and they decided not to print it in 1975. So this Friday, October 20th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Tune in, hit that thumbs up, and share. Sharing is caring. See you Friday at 7.
There, boy, questions and thoughts and everything. Bootlegging says, I just found out who the new rep Bill might be interviewing. It's a really good one. Probably you're thinking of somebody else, actually. The person, and I even got a question from Kazra in a text. Who is it? Kazra, it's actually the person that you said Mikhail suggested you learn something about. That's who I asked to be on as a collector interview, because they have a calf gallery too. I thought they would be an interesting person to have on the show prior to you getting to see them at OAX. But I know there is, I think, a new rep on the horizon who we'll be hearing from in the very near future as well. But the person I wanted to get on was somebody, and I wish I could tell you who they are, but because it was somebody who does some work with more independent artists, and so a little bit out of our comic art realm of things, but fantastic art and illustration and narrative arts and all that. And it's and I had never heard of them until they reached out to me saying somebody was, had recommended they, talk to me about potentially doing some PR for them. And they were excited to come to OAX. So I said, hey, yeah. Anyway, so I can see Mr. Snork is in the green room. He is excited and ready to go. So here he is. Hey, Chris, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Is that a Fantastic Four shirt you've got on?
Oh yeah, this is an 8-bit FF shirt that I bought at, I don't know, C2E2 or something like that a few years ago.
All right. Do you dress like that for work, or is this like your casual wear?
Yeah, Chris is ready for bed gear.
Do you have to wear, I know you have a professional job. I mean, do you have to, get dressed up for work?
Nah, it's really casual. I wear a t-shirt and jeans and Vans.
Well, that's good. Hey, Marcus says you're looking slim. You do look like you're shrinking. It's either that or you got like a fisheye lens thing happening here. You're getting smaller, man.
Yeah, I've lost a few lbs.
Man, have you had a beer lately? Oh man,
I haven't had a beer for 75 days.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The most I ever made at one time, I was like, I'm just not going to have one, and I think I made it to like 30 days, and I was really proud of myself. But that was hard.
Good.
30, yeah. But since that time, and I mean that might have been 10 years ago. Since then, most is probably 1 or 2.
You've seen my Untapped.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was envious of your Untapped. I was like, man, I want to go out as often as Chris Snork does. He's having beers all the time, and they're exotic. You know. All right. Anyway, so hey, good to have you here. We might as well do my heritage picks since I was finally able to open up the tabs for that. So let's see here. What did I go with? I ended up doing this twice because somehow I picked things and I screwed it up and had to go back and redo it. So first thing is a Duncan Fegredo bookplate art for Hellboy. Fegredo, now repped by Joseph Melchior. I think he's done a few art drops over there for Fegredo. When Fegredo worked on Hellboy originally, I just thought that it was phenomenal. I mean, who doesn't love Fegredo's work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is a beautiful piece. The ink wash work that he does with his just really distinct line work is beautiful. I love this piece.
I always loved how he added his own touch to Hellboy, but it still felt very on brand.
Exactly. Right. I mean, there's a few artists that can kind of hop into that style and kind of make it still be kind of their take on it because it's their approach, but can fit within the Hellboy universe. I mean, I felt like Mike Oming was kind of one of those guys who could do a decent job at it too.
Heron.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, but yeah, this is a very nice piece. Then we picked this one. Coipel. I mean, I love Coipel. I never owned anything by the guy, but Avengers versus X-Men. I just thought, it's a great composition, but I thought this was a really badass kind of panel. And I love it when you have like a splash page and then you just inset a lot of stuff over it. And you get this in spades here. This is great.
I think Colossus with the Phoenix Force there, if I'm not mistaken.
See, I didn't read this, but I am intrigued by what might be
wrong
going
about that, but that's that chest emblem thing looks like when they were for a while, like everybody had it. Cyclops had it, and yeah, it was wild.
Cyclops was tough when he had it then, right? I wonder if Melchior is coming to Megacox Jason wants. So Melchior is coming to it. Yeah, believe it or not, he is flying across the pond to be an attendee, as far as I know. Right now, I think he's on a wait list for a table. But yeah, Coipel, love his stuff. And even though there's no Thor on here, it's still a really nice page.
Yeah, a lot of characters.
Yep. And then I picked a few more sketchy commission-y types things. I mean, Linsner, it's funny, all the times I've had Linsner on, he's never done a Dawn piece. Which is weird. I should tell him, hey, do some commission pieces of Dawn. They'll sell like hotcakes, right? Because you never. I think he still does them when he goes to shows, but he doesn't. He never did a lot of shows anyway, right? He always went to Heroes, and I think. I know he always does a free comic book day, but you just don't see him out too often. And Dawn, which is a character I used to see him do a lot because he used to go to the Pittsburgh show that was nearby me. You just don't see him do them too often anymore. Yeah. And so I thought, hey, here's your opportunity to get a nice looking Dawn. And heck, I should think about it because again, you just don't get them too often.
No, it's got great contrast.
Oh, she's a beauty, and the composition's good, and the all white outfit, I don't mind that at all. And that was always the fun thing with him, man. He could almost put her in anything, and she would look good. Yeah. Didn't matter what he could make up a costume on the fly, and it would be all right. Then here's the Jordi Bernay piece, torpedo with a shadow in the background. I love the composition on this. I mean, I'm assuming it's probably just a con piece, but I could be wrong, I guess. But I mean, it's just I don't know. I love Bernays stuff.
Me
Just
too.
what he's chosen, to put the figure in the corner and the pose.
I love
awesome.
the dry brushing on Torpedo's coat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love this piece a lot. And Bernays another guy that I've never owned anything by, but really nice piece here. Definitely somebody's going to be very happy when they pick this one up. Then this was kind of weird. There's sorry, Chuck Arnold. Here's a Howard Chaykin, Stars from My Destination page. Don't know anything about it, but there's like 3 or maybe even 4 Chaykin pieces in here. One of the lots is 2 DPSs, and they're painted, pieces like this. So I just thought that was kind of rare. It's not like the most classic composition stuff from Howard, but because there is some pieces or stories that he worked on where he did painted interiors, and when I first saw this, there's a couple of collectors I think that have a lot of them on CAF. I was intrigued. I was like, shoot, man, this is like one of the few times that Howard did a whole book where he painted it, and here is this to me was the best piece out of the bunch. The DPSs I didn't like as much, but I thought this one was pretty solid.
It's really wild. It's got such a European comics feel to it.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Yeah, I like this piece. All right. Mm-hmm. See, I shouldn't have shown this one. I think I ended up bidding on this one.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yes, exactly. But let's see. Usually you can scroll up. So yeah, see, there was this piece here that was a pair of DPSs from, what is it? Swords of Heaven, Flowers of Hell. I don't. Again, it's Chaykin, man. It's painted. I mean, how often are you going to get a chance to own anything like that?
Yeah.
And what was the other piece? Let's see here. What was it? Oh, Cody Starbuck. That's right. So yeah, another cool piece too. So, hey, I know that there's Chaykin fans out there.
Oh yeah.
Then Colleen Duran, Sandman and Death illustration from 2008. Always love Colleen's stuff. She's got a nice touch to her work. A nice pencil piece here. Mm-hmm. Clearly a commission, I'm sure. Rafa Sandoval. I know you're a fan of Rafa's work. This is a Green Lantern Corps cover. I just thought this one was tight. I like the composition. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the composition is nice. I mean, I like the way that the figures are in here. I don't know. It's there was just something about this layout that appeals to me. I mean,
even when you see characters facing off, they're not normally literally nose to nose like that. That's a pretty cool choice.
Yeah, exactly. So this is very nice. And I love Rafa's stuff. Then this is from Liam Sharp. It's a Death Dealer page from 1995. There's just a lot to love in this piece. I mean, I love just the arrow shadows at the foreground. I mean, and then how he's handled the piles of bodies and shields and stuff.
Such awesome textures on this.
This thing is, I love it. And I'm assuming this is the moon or maybe the sun clouded by the fog of war. I love how he, chose to render that. And then shoot, man, there's, now you have Death Dealer and his horse on top of all of it and a beheading. I mean, this is like, this thing has it all. I love this thing.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's only $56 right now. That's crazy. I should throw a thrill bid on that one just to see where it ends up. But I wonder what the size is on that thing.
Does a beheaded person count as a skull?
I might. Well, it's not a skull yet, though. But you're right. But look at that. I thought these were larger because Liam has always kind of worked on larger stuff. 18 and a quarter by almost 26.
That's huge.
It's crazy. It's going to cost you a little bit to ship it from Heritage, but still, what a damn nice piece. Very, very true. Yeah, I like that one. Let's see here. Oh, I have 2 more pieces. I think I've opened that one twice. So this one's Paul Gulacy. I'm not familiar with the title at all. Batman Outlaws, but I love Gulacy's stuff and the inker Charles Yoakum. But just a fun piece. And again, I never owned anything by Gulacy, but he's such a great storyteller. And I love it. This first panel's cool, right? He's just showing the legs of the people running away, and you get Batman in the background with this chopper of some kind. I mean,
it's also surprisingly modern to have lettering on the page.
Very true. What year is this? 2000. So cool. I mean, it's a chapter piece here. Clearly, I don't know. I like it. Hey, I love Gulacy. And then last but not least, another artist whose work I just always love to see. And, this is Rick Leonardi with Dan Green inks. So, you can't really go wrong with this. 90s from 97. It's an X-Men page, or an X-Man page. I'm sorry. But I love Leonardi.
That's
and
cool.
he's doing such great con sketches these days too. And they're affordable. I think one of the sketch price groups that I was in posted his New York prices, and a 9x12 full figure at $250. Come on. That he could be charging more than that. So it's really nice to see a guy who's still doing great work and super well respected for his time in the hobby. And then the bonus on this piece is Dan Green inks too.
Yeah, definitely.
So there you go. There's my there are my 10 picks from Heritage.
Some good stuff.
Yeah. So here, I'll just go through the CAF update stuff really quickly here, since we're after 11 already. First up, what was it? Was it a good week? It was actually surprisingly a good week. I wonder why that is. I feel like that must be a typo. Now it's making me think that it can't be right now that I'm looking at the numbers, so much so that I'm actually going to check really quick, because that seems like too much money that they made. Yeah, I definitely wrote that wrong. So everything might be wrong when we show this little video clip, because last week it was New York Comic Con, so there was no way that they had a good week, and they didn't. It was $176,000. Somehow I managed to transcribe, I think, the prior week's number in there. So we'll see what happens on the video, since my son put this together, as far as the top 6 sales for dealers here. So let's see here. Yeah, that if it's $397, it is wrong, and it is wrong. So there's hey, sorry everybody. I have off days every once in a while, but the sales are accurate. This was a piece sold by Albert Moy at $45,000 asking price. This was a Death Dealer prelim, Death Dealer number 6, $45,000 for that beauty. Funny, and I picked a Liam piece. Then you have this from Will's comic art page, a Wonder Woman promo poster art from DC from 1995. John Byrne, of course, sold for the asking price of $27,500. Then what do we got here? We got this Jim Lee Scott Williams metal issue 3 cover. Asking price on this one was $25,000, and everything else went downhill from there. Well, not too downhill. It's $8,500 for a Frazetta Johnny Comet, sold by Albert. From 1952. Hey, just getting one of those is a good thing. Yeah. Then there was an Assad Rabich piece. This is from Uncanny X-Force 9. Painted cover to that one for $7,500. And another piece here by Anthony, Green Lantern 14, page 10. Gil Kane, Joe Giella, sold for the asking price of $6,500. So there you have it. I apologize for the inaccurate sales figures there. I knew it couldn't be right. There was just no way.
That was right.
Yeah. So then auction houses, top 3 from eBay, top 3 from Heritage. There was a specialty auction. I swear to God, I don't know how these things, I don't see them. A bunch of garbage pail artwork that sold, skews all the numbers. I think it was the specialty auction totaled $184,000. The total for that eBay and Heritage Weekly ended up being $394. So without the specialty auction, we would have been at somewhere around $210. So kind of a down week. But again, it's New York Comic Con week. We definitely expect. Heritage didn't even hit 100,000, and eBay barely hit 100. So at any rate, we'll take a look at the top 3 from eBay, top 3 from Heritage. So. What do we got here? First up, a Dave Sim Cerebus page from issue 7, page 16. This one sold for $5,500. Then a very nice Jim Aparo Batman 498 page is up next, and the price on that one was $4,303. And why does it say 5? Man, that's my son doing a typo, because I know I have 4 on there. Man, this is one of them nights. And then this thing is awesome. Doug Mankey, man, he can draw. This is a Green Lantern number 20 DPS that went for $3,473. He's got some style.
Yep.
Then this is a weird one, but I was gonna not show it, and then I'm like, screw it. This is the number 1 seller on Heritage last week. It was a group of 252 production negatives that went for $10,000 $200. That was weird.
Wow.
I know. And then this one we knew. I've highlighted this one. That was those Hidden Years pages by John Byrne and Tom Palmer went for $6,006. And this other piece too, which I highlighted because it's a damn awesome page. Don Heck, Sal Trapani, Daredevil 103 page sold for $3,120 and you got Spider-Man on it too. Good stuff.
Healthy price on that Don Hack.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, Don usually doesn't command high prices from that era, definitely. But that is surprising. But that first panel was great, though.
Yeah.
With Daredevil and Black Widow on it. So let's see here. Let me get over to our picks. And it was a little slim pickings, wasn't it, Chris? It was a slow week.
Well, I think we kind of knew that going in.
We did. I mean, New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, you always have that problem. But, I think it was better that you went first because I went second. I think I found a few pieces that maybe you might have overlooked.
Oh,
but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe you'll be like, those were my second choices.
Pass.
So we get to start off with a Brian Hitch, Paul Neary Authority page, which we certainly don't get to see too many of these added to CAF any longer. This is in the collection of Bo Roberts. I like this one. Why do you like it?
Well, so a few reasons, one of which is kind of odd, actually. So my brother actually owns the page before this.
Really?
Yeah. So this really long fight sequence with these, cinema-wide panels like on every page. This is, I think, my favorite fight sequence from their run on the title. And it delivered, of course, it's got a lot of the kind of stereotypical like Hitch stuff that we love to see, like feet, somebody's kicking somebody and you get all the detail on their foot and like that kind of stuff. But so I bought this page for my brother for Christmas. Not this page, the page he got, for Christmas. And I think it was $100 from Rich Dominicus back in the day. And not Rich Dominicus, I'm sorry. I forget the guy's name, but he handled Hitch for just a little bit and got a great deal on that page. And like seeing this page, just brought back some good memories in addition to it being a great page.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. I love Hitch's his work here and the stuff he did with Avengers. I mean, I don't know, I love his stuff a lot too. So, but I've never owned anything from Authority. That would be like a dream. That and a Quietly Authority page. I'd love to get one example from both those guys. Yeah, I
happily do have a Quietly Authority page thanks to Chuck Arnold slinging street art at Heroes a couple of years ago.
Chuck could be a nice guy. He's sometimes I'll have to talk to him about that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's got one for me. Well, that's now I'm feeling like a dummy. I actually do have a Quietly X-Men page or Authority page. That's funny. I always kind of forget about it.
You got one as a gift, right?
No, that one wasn't a gift. That one I got from Berkey. It's like I forget what issue it's from though. It's not too bad, but yeah, I don't know. I feel there you go. I have it Quietly. I just need a Hitch.
Time to look.
So we have a Howard Porter JLA piece here. It scans a little dark, but I can go in here and look at it in better detail. This thing's this has got I didn't look at this one earlier, but this is beautiful.
It's really clean and it's so sharp. I mean, I think this was actually Howard Porter's best work. And when I look back, I kind of wonder like how much of that is John Dell. But look at Batman there, how tight everything is, like how over rendered the cockpit of the Batwing is. And I love the panel layouts on this page. I just think it's like there's so much cool stuff going on this page and from another really great run on a great book.
Yeah, that's I wonder what Porter's pencils look like. I mean, do you think he's super detailed so that Dell knows what to do?
I think he's fairly tight. I'm pretty sure there's some Howard Porter pencils floating around there, at least more recent ones. But like I say, I think there's a lot of John Dell here.
Yeah, I think you might be right. But yeah, it'd be cool to see. I'd love to see the pencils only on this piece. See what how much was his. But gorgeous piece, absolutely. And whose collection were we in? Skrilla 1212. Skrilla Gorilla, I guess. Let's see. Cool, very nice. Let me get the like on this one. And next up, we got a Marco Djurdjevic Thor 814 page with Danny Mickey inks.
We see so little of this stuff, and I'm honestly not sure why. Maybe because he moved digital really quickly. He was kind of already a digital artist in a lot of respects, but I feel like we see so few of these pop up. And you know, he also wasn't really doing comics for all that long. You know, he was kind of like popped in and popped out. So when I do see something from him, it feels like a nice treat. I love the, you know, the contrast on this page. There's so much like black, and then there isn't a lot of midtone. So I think it shows nicely, like especially with the lightning going through that like jet black background. Tons of detail, tons of texture. Just, you know, kind of the things I love on a image like this.
Yeah, this is really nice. It's there's so much going on. It was really hard to kind of. I was trying to figure out that lower figure a little bit there, and now I finally get it. But you know, it's fantastic. I loved. I got to meet Marco once. I think it's San Diego because I don't know if Marquez still reps him or not, but he did at least, you know, 8 or 10 years ago when I met him. Yeah, he's a really when he was working traditionally, I thought his stuff was fantastic. So this is a pretty cool piece. And Comic Art Boston, who we know has a wonderful eye, you know, knows a good piece of art when he sees it.
Definitely.
And hey, I see this ad up here, everybody. For those of you who are interested in the Carol Day project that Chris Kilacki and others have been working on, I know they have a pre-order window that you know is coming up. I mean, it's going to be November 15th, so you have about a month left to pre-order that book. But if you enjoyed the first book, the Slingsby book is really nice as well. It's got a new cover that's going to be done by Brian Bolland, and we should also have the whole team on to talk about that book. But you have a whole month left to pre-order it so that they can figure out what their print run needs to be. I think they're going to be delivering the books in, I don't know if it's going to be in time for OAX or not, but yeah, just keep that in mind. I was going to send out some PR for them probably next week as a reminder to kind of get people in on that if they were interested. Oh, we do got Manix tonight. Marcus, you should be thrilled with this, and it's in the collection of Lance Suarez. This is I love Samurai Jack, right? I mean, this is fantastic.
Yeah, so I picked this because I'm a big fan of the source material too. I love how he, like, Aku looks so graphic. Like of course he made some like wild choices with, you know, what's going on in the foreground. Even the choice to make, you know, Jack so small, I think is cool in this case because it really posterizes this art. You know, this looks like it could be like a poster for the Samurai Jack animated movie or something like that. And in a weird way, I also love the rough edge on the piece. Like, you know, you're getting something that's like on really nice paper. So for somebody like when you own an original and it's, you know, on that kind of paper, it's actually fun to like kind of like hold the piece in your hand. I think that's an underrated piece of this hobby.
Definitely. Yeah, that's why when we were looking at that Felix Power artworks that you know that Manix is doing for OAX, they look too tight, right? I mean, everything are clean, the edges, and that's why I wanted to know. And he said that he found paper the size he needed to do those 18 by 24s. So and it's true. I've got a couple pieces by Manix, and the paper quality is pretty. It's a part of the art at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see here. We've got something from. Speaking of Marcus, we have a Cliff Chang Transformers 1 cover. This one got a lot of comments on it, deservedly so.
I didn't do that on purpose. It's just dawning on me that the chairman of the Manix fan club, and then I featured a piece from his gallery back to back. I wonder if Marcus is okay right now. So it's no secret I'm a huge fan of Cliff Chang's. I like. There's nobody in my mind who's been working in the last several years who is quite as clean, who is quite as precise. This composition is absolutely insane when you think about it. I mean, there's a fighter jet like flying at the camera, and Optimus is like smashing the end of it. Like they're both obviously huge. He puts, I think, really cleverly puts the van in the foreground to like give you that sense of scale. And this is basically perfect in my mind.
Well, I love Cliff's work. I always have, and yeah, he's a very smart designer when it comes to his page
Absolutely.
layouts and his approach to all of his work. But yeah, this is a fantastic piece, and Marcus has a good eye. I mean, we don't see Marcus add a lot of modern art to his collection that isn't like commission based, but so seeing something like this, I mean, you got a good piece here, man. This is a keeper.
Love it.
Let's see. Here we go. And I hate to say it, but I actually picked a piece by Carl Choi from Simone as well, because I couldn't not.
There was a lot of it.
There was too much to go through. So
Yeah.
You picked a great one. I think I picked a pretty good one, but yeah, you talk about this piece.
So, I mean, visually, this is obviously, compared to the last piece, sort of on the other end of the spectrum. There's, so much going on here. I think what I love the most about Simone's art is how lush it looks, like how, diffuse he makes things, how he's able to use tricks that we associate with like lens flare and lighting and, things like that are done digitally. He's doing them with traditional art. And I think that's like really to be respected. And honestly, I hope it encourages other artists who want to work like in this style to try to do it traditionally.
Yeah, I would say the exact same thing. I mean, and I'll probably say that about the piece that I picked out, but he clearly knows how to work digitally, but he's taking it over here and then doing it in a traditional manner. I mean, the shadow on the wall, I mean, nobody would draw it like that. They wouldn't put the extra lighting in there from whatever that ripped column is there.
Yep.
Or even the lighting on the foliage here. I mean, he's just doing things that people who would do this digitally would enjoy all the shortcuts to get there, and he's taking the time to do it traditionally. This is a gorgeous piece. I love it.
I'm just gonna say it. There's airbrush on this. You can see it.
Oh, that's a trifecta now for Marcus tonight.
Yep. No, if he's like put on a mask or something, he'll probably retire.
Yeah, he's putting on his own cap mask right now. So next up, Simone Bianchi or Bianchi. I always forget.
I think it's Bianchi. I think somebody said it's cha at the beginning and ka at the end.
Oh,
so like Chiarello, but Bianchi.
Got it. So this is a piece that we had on the show I did with Simone. So it's cool that Jeffrey picked this one up. I know he got it after the show was over. I think he missed the show, but I'm glad he ended up getting this piece because it was one of my favorites. As on the interior work side of the lots and stuff that he had, I thought this was great. So and stuff like this, man, that's so lovely. And the fact that he'll do that and then he'll draw something like this where he's just worrying about the line quality.
It's so like beautifully fussy, like everything is like right where he wants it to be, and you can kind of envision him like noodling on that guy's like face or like his headpiece or whatever for a really long time, or the details that are in the dress. And I think actually somebody commented on this in the comments, but I think like one of the coolest things about this piece is actually how he chose to ink some of the lines in the dress and leave some of them in pencil to achieve like a really like dark to light textural effect. And it just like, it's got to look amazing in person.
Definitely. And when you were just saying how Simone probably noodles over things, he focuses on stuff. I think there was did you see that video? You're the Instagram guy and I'm on Facebook, but I know that on Facebook he had posted a recent Wonder Woman piece that he did.
Yeah.
So there was and it was like a video, and he was kind of just looking at it, and I'm thinking I could just picture him while he's painting, just like focusing in on certain spots and just working it to
going
until he hits that point where he feels like he can move on from it. But until I saw that piece, I never really thought about it like that. But you're absolutely right. I think that's probably a part of just his methodology. I mean, because he could do a lot of this kind of crosshatch throughout this, and but he's just kind of chosen where he wants to do it and walks away, and he ends up with a great piece of art.
Yeah.
Now this one I don't think we've ever had any. Have we had anything by Francisco Solano Lopez on?
Not familiar with the artist, but
Me neither.
one, I love that logo.
Yeah.
That's so good. And I'm also a sucker for the Classics Illustrated style lettering that's going on in here. This is also kind of a ostensibly like a Classics Illustrated kind of style of illustration. You know, you certainly wouldn't be out of place. But you know, this is not Classics Illustrated; it's fiction. But I love the barbarian looking guy. Kind of looks like Thundar the Barbarian over there on the right. It's just such a kind of wild and weird page. It jumped out at me, and I had to pick it.
No, this is. I thought as far as you know, just an overall artwork, I thought this thing was fantastic, and I think the lettering even looks kind of 2000 AD ish. So
yeah,
the lettering works so well for me on this piece as well. I mean, I would have been sucked in by that, and then of course, I mean, what the heck? That's
awesome.
This logo, you know, I think this is a very, very cool piece of art. And this is in Greg McKee's calf gallery. I got to click this to see if there's a. I'll just open it in a new tab. I'm curious. Is there? Oh my gosh, 144 other pieces. So a lot of it for sale. Yep. Tavole original art, and but a lot not. Huh. That's interesting. I mean, I've never heard of this artist before. But look, it's similar kind of jaggy panel layout, like in the piece we're looking at.
That's a pretty fun one too.
Yeah. Okay. You know, I mean, okay. So we know it's for sale. You can actually get a piece, and look, the price is at least on whatever the heck that is, isn't too expensive. Oh wait, here's a piece that looks like it's in the same. Where we at? Oh, sold. See, there. I'm gonna take this tab over here so I can look at it later. I don't know enough about this artist now. I wouldn't mind having a piece. Cool. Greg McKee, a lucky dog. All right, so we got a couple more pieces here from you. Christzilla by Evan Dorkin. Now, I've not heard of Christzilla before, but if Evan Dorkin was involved, I can see the possibilities.
I had to look it up myself. This is one that I was not familiar with either, but it's pretty entertaining. It's basically if Jesus were actually like Godzilla, so this is the second coming, I guess. But Evan Dorkin is such an incredible cartoonist. I mean, this wouldn't be out of place in Mad or Cracked or whatever. He's kind of like a thinking man's version of that material. But this is just like so well inked. It's so you can read the page, I think, which is great too in these cases, because like in humor comics, you always want the dialogue, right?
Right.
So I think from that perspective, this makes like a great looking standalone piece of art.
I think Evan might be going to hell with this one. So dropping a nuclear bomb on it. Are you insane? My mother would never speak to me again. This is great. I love it. But anyways, I like the hand lettering on it too. It works really well as far as like trying to tell a story. I just love the way that's done. I mean, it looks like a great page. And okay, maybe Shannon's going to hell too. Shannon Slayton,
guilt by association.
Exactly. Then this last piece is in Dinesh's Calf Gallery, the Destroyer #1 cover. Louis La Rosa as the artist here. Yowza, look at that thing.
Yeah, I mean, this was all over Instagram the day that he released the full image. And I don't think I can say anything unique about Louis La Rosa. Like I've kind of said it all, but like just the astonishing level of detail in this is worth the price of admission.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a crazy image, but he has worked this thing to death, put all the fantastic amount of detail in here. I love the lighting on it. This is a really, really nice piece.
And I don't
as it is.
This feels like horror content to me, and that's I don't know if it is, which is not normally my jam. But like the artistry that's kind of on display in this piece is what really made me pick it. Like the subject I could kind of care less about, but it's just, you can pour over this.
Yeah. All right. Hauntingly beautiful, we'll say. Well, that's your 10, and it was a good 10.
Thank you. 10 up, 10 down.
10 up, 10 down. We got 10 more to go here. Let's see. I will get mine queued up here. Where did it go? Oh, there it is.
There's a lot of buddy cop chatter going on in the.
Yeah, I saw that. BJ and the Bear. I mean, come on. I mean, I barely remember that, but it made me think I should Google it later just to remind myself exactly how goofy that looked.
It was a guy in a red and white Kenworth semi truck with a chimpanzee.
Now it's all coming back to me right now.
There you go.
Thank you.
Happy
No Sam Nee. Boy, Marcus, you've got your likes in the chat, don't you? I mean, if it's you got Mannix, you got Samney, I'm sorry, and what else you got? You probably got nothing else, Marcus. You got nothing else. So here we go. I'll start off with a piece in Ruben's calf gallery here. This is Tom Grummett artwork. Let me see if I can get this screen shaped a little better. There we go. This is Crisis on Infinite Earth 7 Power Girl Final Battle. I just thought this was just a really powerful image, and I loved the way Grummett kind of handled just the the kind of the destroyed scape behind the figures.
Yeah,
I just everything about it. I love the way her cape is flying out. I mean, the composition on this thing is phenomenal. And I loved the fact that I'm presuming he's got both pieces, the pencil and the inked version. I think it's just great to see. This is a dirty looking piece, right? At the end of the day, I just thought that was kind of cool because, I mean, I just picture the, Grummett's, the side of his hand is rubbing against this while he's working it.
Yeah,
he doesn't really care. And I love seeing these two pieces side by side. I mean,
me too.
It's wonderful.
My favorite thing about this was how he did her cape.
Yeah.
So her tattered cape is making this V shape, which comes down in the V that's in her Superman logo or her, S logo on her chest.
Yeah.
And then he makes those I don't know, power lines or whatever you want to say, radiate out at the same angle. And it's just, that with the trade dress or the logo treatment on this, like that was a really sharp looking cover.
Agreed. Yeah, no, this is cool. I like it a lot. Canitas, that's your other artist of note, Marcus.
Good old Chris Canitas.
Yeah. I had to ask Chris to go a couple weeks ago, so he's part of he doesn't have a good reputation any longer. So, but anyways, congrats to Ruben on this pickup. Great work by Grummett there. And then I know we've shown one or two pieces from Nick Klein on the Hulk run here, but I thought this
not to.
God, I saw this thing. I'm like, oh my God, this thing is just so damn cool. I mean, I love the way he's done this, the church in the background. I mean, just simple stuff, but then the Hulk is just so overbearing. Holy,
it looks like Pitt there.
Right. I mean, that is just crazy. I mean, I have not read this book at all, but it's making me, I see stuff like this and I'm like, I haven't even been to a local comic shop in 6 months. I hate to say it, but I've got to get this series because the art's so damn good.
Yeah,
all of it. I love the storytelling. I mean, even the dumb little silhouette of the Hulk there. Look how big he is.
Yeah, I know. What I think is so cool about this, like to me anyway, is that you see Nick Klein do Thor, and you're like, oh wow, like Nick Klein's the Thor artist now,
right?
But then he goes to the Hulk, and you're like, oh wow, Nick Klein's like the Hulk artist now. He just like whatever he chooses to work on is like gonna be great.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not gonna kick Bob Kane out, Marcus. I reserved that only for Canitas. But yeah, this thing is, I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, the more I look at it, I love the inset panels in here and where he chose to put them. I mean, because he's covering up some action in there as well. But damn, this thing is just unbelievable. I mean, this is crazy good. And this is in Hulk 213's calf gallery. So good pickup there, Hulk 213. Then I chose a Barry Windsor Smith piece. This is, of course, in Kirk Dilbeck's calf gallery. Kirk, I think his period of, I don't know, that he's really most fascinated with as a collector falls like between 75 and maybe like 83 or 84. And it's a very wide range of things. You see him picking up stuff from Avengers and FF and other titles, but Barry Windsor Smith, I can see why he would enjoy having this piece in his gallery. I mean, it's all pencils. This thing is, I mean, this has to be a really stunning piece in person.
Ooh, look at that.
Isn't that? I mean, this is so classical. This could be done by somebody in the 1880s.
Yeah.
It really could. I mean, look at the work in the helmet here. I mean, God, this thing is gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. And because I'll be honest, I don't like Windsor Smith's color pieces too much, from this era. But then you see something like this, and it's just like, he's damn good.
Every hair, every leaf, every reed or cattail or whatever. Like, look at the hilt of the sword. Like he did the engraving or the braid work or whatever that is on the hilt of the sword. The sword belt there on the left. I mean, yeah, there's like no stone unturned here.
Yeah, and it's funny, you look at this and I see how he's done the dark lines to the light lines. It's the same thing as Simone with the dress, right? Same sort of technique being used in multiple places here. But yeah, this is lovely. I mean, I'd love to own this thing, and this is just a fantastic piece. Oh, man, I love it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So here's something by Frank Bellamy, Dan Dare piece, of course. I'm a sucker for these. I love the British magazines, and I think this this is just a cool piece. It looks like it could be. Did Bellamy do airbrush? I have no idea. If not,
that looks airbrushed to me.
It does look airbrush, but I don't know. I mean, for that period,
for the period especially, it would make sense.
Yeah, 59. I just think this is cool. I want to own a Bellamy piece, from this time period. I love the color choices that were being used there. Yeah, this is awesome. Man, I just love this. I love the classic 50s sci-fi style here.
Yeah,
man, yeah, so a great piece. Whose calf gallery is this? Oh, Chris K. Well, Chris has one hell of a collection. So congrats on that. This one, there was actually two collectors that posted something from the Inhumans graphic novel from 1988. Very different pieces, and I kind of wrestled with the two to figure out which one should I pick, because the other one was like just Medusa single figure with with all hair on it. I think it was
I saw
title
that
page. Yeah, that one. I like this one because I just really like the way he was handling the hair here with the lights and darks, and then you get this weird looking black bolt here at the end. I love the page. I mean, the layout is funky. Thin panel, semi-wide panel, back to another narrow panel. It's an odd kind of flow, but the hair just kind of pulls it all together and makes the page work overall.
Yeah, it's good staging. Yeah, panel to panel is good staging.
Yeah, I mean, I like the shadow of Black Bolt on the wall here. I mean, this is it's just a really nice page. And again, Brett Blevins, Al Williamson inks.
Oof.
So yeah, this is good. And who's Doc R's Calf Gallery. So you got that one. What do we got next? Oh, this is a piece I always look for color stuff when I want to feature something for the show graphic, and Chris Stevens can do no wrong. I mean, I know I picked something I think from him 2 weeks ago, but
I did too.
Yeah, I mean, his stuff is just so dang good. I mean, the amount of work that he puts into these things, look at that. It's criminal.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that, and he's worth every penny. And if you were to ever commission him, you're going to get something that he put a tremendous amount of effort into.
I think I would be willing to bet that if you could do the math and figure out who spends the longest amount of time, per dollar, it's Chris Stevens.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't imagine anyone else not. I mean, because there's no way he can work that fast on a piece like this. So this is phenomenal. And this is in Andre's Calf Gallery.
Can you look at I'm sorry, before we leave it, can you zoom in on the blue energy that's on Doc Strange's right hand there?
That's as close.
Those are all individual strokes.
Yeah. Huh.
Wow. Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, no, this is makes me want to get my own.
Oh, it's Forge. Thanks, Marcus.
Was it Forge? Ah,
I
good.
should have known Doc Strange wouldn't have his shirt off. It's too manly of a move. That's more for somebody like Forge.
Yeah, Forge, he was always running around shirtless. That's
I just saw the magical energy and assumed it was, but Forge is kind of a wizard too, right?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Sure.
Yeah.
But very nice. Very, very nice. Now, this one was in Steve Crow's calf gallery, right? Cryozir. I don't know how you pronounce his last name. Steve Crow. George Evans.
A lot of great art.
Yeah, he does have a lot of great art. And I'm glad that he's premium now because we get to see the art in all its glorious detail. A 1965 page by Evans. I just thought this was very cool. And I mean, you get the wonderful fight feel on here. I really like this was the panel that kind of did it for me. I just love the blurry quality, the flames coming out of the exhaust there. Classic dogfight, right? With these, I mean, I don't know. I just love this thing. I'm not a super fan for like war related artwork, but this one did it for me. I love this panel too. The silhouette of the plane here. I mean, it's really nice.
Washy clouds because he's got so many different like brush textures going on in those.
Yeah, definitely. No, this is slick. Very, very slick page. And what was the inks by? Oh, Archie Goodwin, writer. So George Evans, all cool. Let's see. We got a couple more here. Oh, here's my Simone piece, the cover. I mean, I just love this thing. I mean, I love the amount of detail in this piece. This guy's technique is unbelievable. I mean, and granted, it has that airbrush quality, probably part of his arsenal of tools. But man, I mean, still looking at it. That bat. Look at this bat.
I know.
How much work did he put into this thing? I mean, I want to zoom into this even more.
The scene break, the graphic element that goes through the middle and divides up the two like segments. Yeah. That's kind of like J.H. Williams-ish. That's true. Very true. But man, yeah, this is beautiful. And Carl posted a lot of Simone's art this week. The whole issue. The whole issue. That's his jam. He's a lucky man. But yeah, this is it's just gorgeous. So congrats to Carl on picking that up and to running a successful Kickstarter that ended today. So let's see here. We got two more pieces here. This is layouts by Russell, pencils by Giffen, and Able inks. I just like this period of this to me is in a weird way it's kind of nostalgic. I remember reading these back issues, and I just like this page. I mean, sometimes when I'm looking at CAF, I love like thinking that that one's got to be. I'd love to have that one in my collection. If this ever came in for sale, I'd love to be able to pick it up. And I don't want to read what it's from. It's Amazing Adventures 3. So I don't know. I don't have a whole lot more to say to it about it other than it's a page that when I saw it, I wanted to own it immediately. What a combo! I mean, Giffen, Able, yeah. I mean, that's a rare bird right there. The lighting effects across those top three panels, that's great. Definitely. Yeah, I love that last panel with whatever that weird creature is. It's cool. Very, very cool. And it's fun. I'm sure everybody went out and did Giffen searches, to see what was available. There's just nothing out there. And there was nothing out there before that, and I know. So it's just going to make it all the harder for pieces like this to shake out of people's collections, and never having owned anything. And if you look him up, I think the last thing you find out is that Artist Choice had him for a very long time, but that's also a very long time ago. Right. So, yeah. Very true. One more piece here, and I shouldn't even. What is it? Borja Gonzalez. I'm not familiar. Maybe have we featured any? What's that? I missed this. This is beautiful. Well, this is the one I figured you were going to be like, where did this come from? And because this is like right up your alley. I mean, I love this whole first panel. I mean, it has a kind of Mike Mignola feel to it, but it's softer. It's not little P. Craig Russell. Well, it's little, without question.
I mean, this is a gorgeous image right here. You know,
Yeah.
I have no idea what this book is about, but I just think this is, this bird with the shadow on it. I mean, it's an amazing piece of art.
That looks like maybe sponged or something. Those inks. Because he's clearly like taking away a heavier layer with something absorbent.
That is funny. You're right. He's got to be using something. Q-tip.
Sure. Toilet paper.
Yeah, something.
If
there
you've
to
watched
make
Jim Lee work long enough, you've seen it all.
That's true.
Q-tips, toilet paper, business cards.
But yeah, I love this thing. I love the reflection in the water. I mean, this is a cool piece. I know nothing about it. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to pronounce what it's from. It's current, 2023.
There's so much beautiful, like positive, negative stuff happening. And then, like, I think the thing that I'm drawn to the most is probably how the reflected surface in the water is actually black in parts and nothing else really is. That's such a cool way to do that mirroring effect.
I didn't even notice it. It works so well. Now I can't not see that. It's almost like the reflection is more crisp than the
yeah, exactly.
That's so that's very interesting. I didn't catch that before. But it just adds to the piece. I mean, it's what makes it so beautiful.
Gives it so much depth too.
Yeah.
Are there other pieces from this artist? If you don't mind.
I have no idea. And it's a small piece, 10 by 14. Let's see. Only 9 pieces on the site. Mark B's got 3 here. All the rest are smaller pieces. Oh, I remember seeing this piece. So we might have featured. I feel like I featured this one once.
I think you did.
So I don't know who I've got to learn more about this creator because their work's amazing.
Really cool.
I just want to see this other piece.
That last piece was way more P. Craig Russell than Mignola, but
definitely. Oh yeah. But then look at that.
That's
I mean, this is. I gotta clearly, they've done the word balloons where they haven't put any lettering in there, so it's got to be translated into English. I'm gonna have to figure out what this book is, and I'm gonna buy it.
Then let me know.
I will. I definitely will. That's wow, cool, man.
Lovely, great piece to close out on.
Definitely. I'm losing my voice again, but very good. Chris, as always, we're having too much fun around here, and so is everybody in the chat. Clearly. And that's in part due to Marcus, as we all know.
We're under 3 hours.
We are definitely under 3 hours. That's always a good thing. So I assume you're good for a while, right? No trips through the end of the year now.
Maybe Christmas time, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, maybe I'll even take a day off when we get around Christmas.
There you go.
Time.
We'll figure it out.
Well, Chris, thank you as always. You have a wonderful night, and we'll see you again next week.
Thanks, everybody.
So yeah, good picks all around, and good show was had. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us throughout all of that. Brian Shermutt, I did get your emails earlier today. I will try to reply tonight, but I can tell you I'm pretty wiped out. I've had a long, grueling day, which is why I literally had no time to answer hardly any emails today. But I will get back to you. I promise early tomorrow. And Brian Sherman did a thanks Benjamin in there for a super chat, but and it's California Canadian. It's Canadian. I am going to take a break, Brian, but believe it or not, I have like 2 very, very, very important meetings tomorrow that means I won't have much of a break, but I will email you because I appreciate what you did. I really do. And I wanted to send you a good email that didn't take me a minute to type. I'm still working on the one Zevia, but I am putting a fork in it. I am totally done. I'll see everybody on Saturday night, right? 9 p.m. If you can tune into that. John Amore, Jiggy Cruz will be hanging out. I think we've got 10 pieces of art that he made specifically for that. If I was well prepared today, I would have shown them to you. But if you're familiar with John's stuff, these are illustration style pieces, and definitely, I don't want to say more detail than I've seen in other pieces by John, but they're really, really nice. And I think everybody's going to be happy to see him. even if you're not planning on buying one, you're going to enjoy taking a look at them. So have a wonderful night, everybody. Don't forget Nick Carucci's show tomorrow at 7:00. He had the Friday off last week, so he's going to be raring to go, having a week off. And he does have a lot to talk about. He made more announcements at New York Comic Con than I think any other vendor booth out there last week. So you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see you again